Support for the show, FYF Sports, is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all of your below-the-waist grooming needs. Get 20% off and free shipping with coupon code FYFCREW at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code FYFCREW.
All I hear is yap, 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 yap. Ain't talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' bring that pressure.
Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking Ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch your cars again. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. They all know, shop don't close. Working 24, trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by LeBron like a little baby. You must be crazy, trying to ever play me. Or you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is.
Hey, FYF Sports, man, we back. Oh yeah, that's definitely a diss track. Hey, yeah. Tell A Weapons, see if he can sing something a little better. See, A Weapons might have to sing a tune. See if he can ether us back with a little R&B track. Salute to A Weapons. All right. Maybe not. We never know. Definitely a diss, man. Anybody in the way, people just get stepped on over here. That's all. And that's what we're gonna do today. No feelings today, because Kevin Garnett, man, a 90s player, a tough guy of the 90s at that. He just came out and admitted it. And these players today is on a whole nother level. He says he don't think that players 20, 30 years ago, referring to the 80s and 90s, could hang in today's game. That's 1,000% facts. I want to make sure, man, when we come in too, y'all, because there's gonna be people on both sides of this. Oh, brother Omari June, all of the FYF Sports tracks, they're going to be available in the merchandise store. You'll be able to get them on a digital download. All right. I'm going to be putting that link in the community post so y'all can download the tracks, because it's actually an extended version to the intro. All right. We got a music video dropping on that track as well. That's probably going to be coming sometime in the next couple of days. All right. Y'all know we don't let up. You know we don't let up. But yeah, we got to get on top of this, man. And please don't come in with the weak arguments, y'all, that the players would have had. They would have trained better. No. The players, like, again, the game advanced. these players today are just far more skilled, far more talented. They understand the game better. Like, it's even funny to me when people say that players back then had a higher IQ. They didn't, yeah. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hold on, I'm going to read you guys Kevin Garnett's full statement, because his full statement was real interesting. All right, so we got to talk about this topic right here. Oh, yeah, salute Young City. All right, I think I owe one or two of y'all a Cash App as well. So if I owe you a Cash App from the Super Bowl, let me know. And don't try to cap, because I know who I owe, man. Come on, man. All right. But I'm gonna read Kevin Garnett's statement before I let everybody in to cook on this topic. All right, just so we get a full understanding of what he was saying. All right, he said, I don't think guys from 20 years ago could play in this game. All right, guys used their hands to control players. Now you can't. So a lot of the same sentiments that we say here at FYF Sports. I'll repeat that. He said, guys used their hands to control players. Now you can't. So I'll define that for you. He was basically saying this. The hand check was essentially a built-in foul. It was a foul that was built into the game that allowed bad defenders to be good or great defenders because they could simply hold you. All right. As a person who's played at a higher level, and I was considered not as athletic as most guys, the natural thing to do when you're guarding somebody that's more athletic, bigger, stronger, and faster than you, when they start to blow past you, is to grab them. A built-in hand check would help me, because there was no built-in hand check in today's basketball. All right, you have to actually slide your feet. You have to play angles. You have to understand player tendencies. All right, you cannot use a built-in cheat code to stay in front of guys. So when they say defense was better in the 90s, it was better in the 90s because of a built-in foul. It's called a hand check. But I'll continue on. He says that makes defense near impossible. He says, imagine not hand checking Michael Jordan. They already couldn't guard Mike. And Mike was the most athletic player of that era. Mike's athleticism was equivalent to most players' athleticism of this era. And they couldn't guard Mike. All right, we saw that with the Pistons. We saw that with a lot of teams. And we especially saw it in the 90s. They couldn't guard Mike, even with the hand check. All right. Now, the advantage that Mike had was the illegal defense. They can only have one guy on him at a time. But at the end of the day, all those little small defenders on him had the ability to hand check, even though they didn't use it very effectively on Michael Jordan. All right, he continues on to say, the fact that you can't touch guys gives offensive players more flexibility. So, yeah, you cannot touch and grab guys. You actually have to take defense as a skill. You have to slide your feet. You have to study film. You have to know player tendencies. You can't just go walk out on the court and think you can play good defense just by trying hard. You actually have to study people game. All right. He says Jokic has taken Dirk and mixed it with his own talent. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Dame, they all changed the game. He says, I don't know if guards 20 or 30 years ago could play now. It's creative, it's saucy. He says, mother effers will cross you over and break your ACL these days. He says the game is in a great place. And Khalil Burton, you are correct. Gilbert Arenas said the same thing. See, what you find is you only find the players that are honest saying this. The one thing that Gilbert Arenas has been known for throughout his whole career, even once he retired, is that he's always been brutally honest. You know, even with his take on the WNBA. Did he hold back or bite his tongue? No, he said they need to wear tighter fitting clothes if they want more views. They need to show skin. They need to show off their bodies. He says things. They have shock value, but there's a sense of realism and reality to it. He's one of the best basketball minds that you can actually go listen to, especially when you listen to a show and listen to him break down the game. Because we got Gilbert Arenas saying it. We got KG saying it, a guy who experienced the 90s, and not only experienced the 90s, the best thing about KG is that he also played in the 2000s as the game started to transition. So he started to see how these young guards and these young players were starting to evolve. All right. And towards the end of his career, he really started to see it. All right, as he was on his way out the door, because he had a long career. So are we finally going to come in? Are we going to come in and finally admit this? Are 90s fans still going to hold on to the nostalgia of that era and still continue to say that these guys could come to this era and dominate as if it's just a cakewalk now? You know, as if attacking a man-to-man matchup zone is easy. People say that they can waltz to the lane. I don't really see anybody waltzing to the lane. I don't see anybody just waltzing to the lane that's not high skill. All right. Come on, y'all. It's a lot of cap that goes on for these other eras. Yes. When you group those players together and put them in that era, certain players stood out in that era. And the problem is, it's never players or fans of this era bringing up. No fans of this era say, send LeBron back to the 90s, he's going to dominate. It's always 90s fans saying, oh, everybody in our era, if we played in this era, we score 60 points a game. It's always something absolutely ridiculous. As if scoring 30 points a game isn't hard enough. They're saying that Jordan and these guys could come and score 60 points a game. We got Up and Smoke. He says Hakeem would still be the best center in this era. Probably not. I've already had this conversation. Probably not. He's not a stretch big. All right. He was an okay passer. He could not guard on the perimeter. All right. And he couldn't shoot. Right. He had a solid mid-range. And that again, he'll be solid, but would he be the absolute dominant force on defense? Probably not. There's defensive 3 seconds. He can't camp under the rim. Again, if you're going to come in and say stuff like that, you better really understand the rules to the game. Don't say he's going to still be one of the best defenders, because in the 90s, he was the best defender of the 90s next to Dennis Rodman. But that was primarily because he could camp under the rim. No defensive 3 seconds. Weak side help was extremely easy. On top of the fact that none of the centers that he guarded, he didn't have to worry about those other centers leaking out to the three-point line. They'd be right behind him. Right? Imagine if he's had to guard Porzingis and you got Porzingis running around the three-point all night. How many weak side blocks is he going to be able to get, to be honest? Is he going to be able to guard these guys on the perimeter? Can he guard Anthony Davis if Anthony Davis takes him on the perimeter? You guys say he had foot speed. No, he had foot speed when you look at him play against the slow players of the 90s. Everybody has foot speed in this league now, unless you're talking about Jokic. And Jokic makes up for his lack of foot speed an extremely high level of skill that's unmatched by almost no big man in this league. Hey, Mingle Jester, I'm just telling the truth. The defensive 3-second rule would hurt a lot of those centers. It's hurting a lot of the traditional centers. It's hurting a lot of the traditional centers. All right. Like, look at Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert's defensive style would cross over perfectly into the 90s. But nobody looks at Rudy Gobert as a top 10 or 15 player in this league. In the 90s, Rudy Gobert would have been a top 10 or 15 player. Easy. Because he could camp under the rim and be dominant. Nobody could shoot. They would go to the post the whole time. You say Larry Bird will be effective. We can only guess. He could shoot, yeah. He could pass, yeah. Could he defend? No. He wouldn't be able to defend in this era. All right, we're going to get ready to drop the link. I'm going to wait till we get about 100 people in here. We still at 97, man. It's a little slow rolling today. I'm just now starting up the Facebook live stream. All right, let me prepare this link, man. And also today, we got a special treat for you guys because, again, we might not be live too long tonight, but after we come in and cook on this topic right here, Man, but these guys have been asking me to come back and do it again. GOAT Mike felt that he didn't get a fair shake the first time around, but they want the GOAT Mike Mr. Big Chest Rap Battle Part 2. And I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to y'all, man. Hopefully GOAT Mike then, spruced up his bars and he's not repeating himself. Hopefully Big Chest don't get accused of stealing bars. Hopefully y'all come with some fresh bars this time. Hey, Trey 82. Hey, y'all. Hold on, y'all. The dislike button is okay, y'all. It's all engagement. The YouTube algorithm looks at likes and dislikes the same. If the ticket minions really wanted to so-called hurt the channel, they wouldn't click anything or even bother over here activating the video, giving me another view to even click anything. So again, everything that they do, remember, they made a hit piece the other day and one of their fans came over here and dropped a $1,500 cash app. Salute to Ticket. They coming over here, hitting the dislike button, giving me more engagement. Salute to them guys over there. Again, it's all upwards over here. It ain't really nothing they can say or do, man. It ain't nothing they can say or do, man. FYFF is on an upward trend. All right. We are not about to be that channel stuck on 70K subscribers for 15 years. All right. He said Fireball video was good. I don't remember Fireball video. Did I do a Fireball video? Oh, Fight Ball. It's called Fight Ball, not Fireball. It's Fight Ball. But yeah, Fight. Yeah, I like Fight Ball. Yeah. Well, hey, let's not act like we're gonna talk about the Nets too. We're gonna talk about the Nets after the GOAT Mike and Big Chest battle. Right? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that soon. But it's okay. Y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's okay, y'all. The dislikes is okay, y'all. All right. People who dislike videos, it only lasts for so long, y'all. They might do it for 1 or 2 videos. It's gonna get old. Salute to everybody disliking it, though. All right, because once I post a video on the blog and the website and all 19,000 subscribers really see it, the likes is going to go up. Video probably going to get 500-600 likes. We'll be solid. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody who support the channel, man. Hey, J Mar, it's facts. It's a reason why you hide your subscriber count. Salute, man. It's like I said, salute, man. Salute to them guys over there, man. I mean, I call them struggle YouTubers, but salute. Mingo Jester, no, GOAT Mike is not here to talk about basketball. He's definitely not here to talk about basketball. Hey, it's easy to spam up 30 dislikes. You got about 30 fake accounts. I mean, Jesus, it's very easy to do that. I mean, y'all done been to MLE channel with fake accounts. Y'all go to All Weezy Bang channel with the fake accounts. And it's easy to tell who it is. They call you out every time. Come on, man. No secret. Oh, we at 99. We at 99. Salute to everybody, y'all. Not Mike G. It's all good, y'all. It's called money. Hey, y'all. They helping my engagement, y'all. Y'all know I study this SEO and the YouTube algorithm. I love it, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. All right, we're gonna drop this link because I want a few people in here again. Now, if you are one of those people, that think that these 90s players could really transition into this era and dominate, like when we hear people saying Jordan could come score 60 points a game. First of all, y'all have to understand the game of basketball. First of all, Jordan's smart enough to know that scoring 60 points a game, he's smart enough to know that scoring 60 points a game is going to be more detrimental to a team than anything. All right. It's going to be so detrimental that nobody else can get going, and you're probably going to be on a trash team. That's all that's going to happen. All right. So Jordan's smart enough to know, especially after playing with Phil Jackson, that if he's going to come into this era, he's going to need to spread the wealth and dominate where he sees fit. That's the smarter way to play. See, by y'all saying that Jordan would come into this era and score 60 a game, that means you're basically saying Jordan was a low IQ basketball player and would just ball hog and score the ball every time. Because when he averages 37 a game, this team had a losing record. So that didn't really work out too well. Nah, they didn't block it. They didn't block it. Let me drop the link. We're going to go ahead and get the link in the chat, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Link is in the chat. It's in the chat, y'all. All right, we got a couple people in here early. Got Just Shay. Okay, I haven't seen Just Shay here in a minute. Salute to Just Shay. Big Chest. And actually, you know what we're gonna do is hold on. I'm gonna drop Big Chest out. Big Chest. I'm gonna put you in the backstage real quick. I'm gonna put you in the backstage real quick because we're gonna go one at a time. Actually, I'm gonna just leave you right. We'll go one at a time. But first, I'm gonna start with Just Shay, and then I'm gonna go to Big Chest because we're gonna let everybody get their thoughts before we open this up to everybody on the panel. But I really want to know, what are your thoughts on Kevin Garnett's statement, and do you think it's accurate to a certain degree?
I think it's not accurate at all. I think the game is meant to change. You know, no matter what sports you play, it's gonna change over the years along with the rules. And I just think like they just bored with seeing 150-point games. I agree with him in that sense, like just running up the score, even though you're doing 2 overtimes. I think that's ridiculous. Like when they scoring 160 and 50 points, I'm like, where's the defense being played at? It's like a whole bunch of grown men running up and down the court like constantly. I think it's whack because I'm in favor of seeing defense being played, and I think it's boring.
Because you don't think defense is being played?
No. Not when you scoring. I forgot which 2 teams that was. I think it was the Nets and the Cavaliers when they did that overtime, and it was like 130 or whatever it was. Like, I don't think it's enough defense being played. I think there is some, but it's not enough.
Hey, that's a good. I mean, that I'm like I said, I'm not gonna jump on your take just yet, but again, that a lot of people are gonna come at that because I know somebody's gonna come here and say that scoring was higher in the 80s, but people say the 80s was a defensive era, especially when you talk about the bad boy Pistons. So, we can get back to that. Hold on, Big Chest, what you got on what Kevin Garnett said, man? What are your thoughts on that?
Personally, honestly, I think he has a point with what he said and everything. Today's era, they do play defense. It's just the evolution of the offensive game over the last 5 to 10 years, has caused for, an exponential amount of scoring. So, you're seeing the scoring averages going up. You're seeing coaches come up with different schemes and everything to put the ball in the basket. And to be honest, it's hard to defend. Like, you're not going to see nobody really just consistently hold somebody under 100 points or under 110 points. And, like when he said about the guards in the 90s and everything, they would have trouble, they'll have trouble in this league in today's league, not because they don't know how to play the game or they don't have the IQ. It's just the nuances of the game today would overwhelm them at times. And I think that a guards going against like these modern guards like Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving or Dame Lillard, and not being able to use the illegal defense and hand check and everything, that would cause major problems, and they wouldn't be able to adjust without specific training and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we got to take the training out of it, because at the end of the day, you still have to actually train. The training is part of the job. See, it's not like they didn't have the ability to train back then, because we saw Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain is probably the most athletic player all time, and he didn't even play in this era. So we know that, and same with Bill Russell. So we know that those two guys can train with what they had, which again, today, the only thing players are doing are just doing, they're just using, different types of bands. They're not even using heavy weights. It's just about staying in condition and getting in great shape. There are ways that they could have trained to really get in peak shape. But hold on, I'm gonna bring in SB Talk Sports. SB Talk Sports, man. What are your thoughts on this, man?
What's going on? Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Lamar, I always say real takes over fake debates, but today I'm playing devil's advocate today. I'm gonna play devil's advocate today. All right, so look, if you go into the point of the skill set, yes, because you want your game to grow, yes, over the years, everybody's skills should be growing. But for the KG point, I believe only position that wouldn't last in this era is the big man, because now as a big man, you got to be able to do everything. I believe hand checking was got rid of, was it like 03, 04? I don't know off right on top of the head. But, okay, so you got a guy, let's just say around that era time, whatever. KG during the early 90s times, his rookie year to like, let's say 03, he was literally averaging under 20 points, maybe 22 points. Mm-hmm. But when the hand checking went away, his scoring went up. And then he had an MVP season later in the 2000s. Because he said 20 years ago. So now that means I get to count in the Allen Iversons, the Jason Kidds, the T-Macs. Because he said 20 years ago, Lamont. So I'm putting that in the sake of my argument. So then you got to think of a guy like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson averages 26 during the hand check era. And then averaged like 30 plus when the hand checking was gone, and won the MVP and led a team with no really true another offensive star. I believe Allen Iverson could play in this era today, and he get to shoot that way he wants to shoot, even like he did back in the day. I think he will be perfectly fine. Tracy McGrady again during the hand check era. First 3 years, averaged under like a low points. As soon as that shit went away, he became a superstar. 2004, when hand checking was gone, I believe he averaged 28 points. So to tell me a guy like Tracy McGrady or anybody else couldn't last, no, you can't tell me Tracy McGrady would be in this era, would be a role player. That's lies. That's lies. Like I said, only position that you can really debate that from and take that from is the big man. Of course, like he said a Nurkic, a Dirk. KG is a big man, so I believe like he's talking to that era. I get everybody ankles gonna get snapped. Allen Iverson was taking ankles too. A lot of people does that, but like I just believe it's only the big man. You're not from 1 to 3, they can still play in this era. You cannot tell me Allen Iverson, a Jason Kidd, a T-Mac cannot last in an era today, especially with the high power offense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, again, you like you said, you got some legitimate points, but like I said, you can't really. Let's talk about players that actually accomplished something, that actually won something. T-Mac, with all the scoring that he did, couldn't win anything.
Correct.
All right. So how valuable were those points? There are some coaches that basically have a strategy that say, we'll let certain players get all the points they want as long as we stop everybody else. And they put an emphasis on just stopping everybody else, and that could potentially inflate your numbers, but you're actually doing a disservice to your team. So, I was on DNBA's channel earlier today, and I was talking to a guy, and he was like, how did LeBron and Kyrie lose how did LeBron and the Miami Heat lose that 2000 or the Cavs lose that 2017 finals? He said Kyrie scored like 28 and LeBron was averaging 30. He said it was because the Golden State stopped everybody else.
Lamont, I got a question too, because about the defensive errors. All right, so do you believe that the Brooklyn Nets are? I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you. Oh, because like I said, because we got I think 5 more people to get in here.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. I'll wait.
All right. And make sure everybody in the chat, man, okay, because I just activated the website blog, and I activated everybody in the Facebook page. So salute to everybody who's watching from there. Make sure y'all smash the like button today. Obviously, y'all know what's going on. You know, we got, you know, I'm the new LeBron James. I'm the new LeBron James for Ticket TV. So you know, he has me on the mind right now. So he's probably gonna be hitting me with some dislikes. So let's smash that like button to offset that until he gets out of his feelings, man. You know, hopefully maybe he's waiting on A Weapons to come with a better diss track, man. But you know, I don't know if
Hey,
if he
Lamar,
got it in his bag.
I was going to ask you, like, did you make the 90s fans mad or what was going on? I'm like,
No.
I thought this was going to be, okay. I was like,
he's
going to be a good show today. But then when you said that, I'm like,
no. The '90s fans, like I say, I do got enough respect for the '90s fans that I know that they not that petty. You know, it's only a handful of people that petty. We know who they is. Hold on, we're gonna bring in Bees. Bees, what's your thoughts on what Kevin Garnett actually said?
I think he's telling the truth as he sees it, and I think there's very few players that came from when he came that could play today because the 3-point shot has become such an integral part of the game. A lot of those guys, again, they were mid-range monsters, and the mid-range really it has its place, but you can't make a living on that anymore. And I that's basically it. I mean, you know my feelings on the 90s. You know, 2000s. I think that the athleticism really increased around the league, but the actual skill level in the 2000s was pretty low. That's when we lost. Team USA lost, wasn't it? 2004, 2005. We couldn't shoot. I mean, there was a period when you had T-Mac, Allen Iverson, and those dudes in the league, you only had Ray Allen and Michael Redd who could actually shoot the ball. There was maybe one or two other guards, but the shooting came on later. So I'm okay with what he said. He's just giving his opinion, and he played the game. So who am I to tell him he's wrong?
And my thing is, again, obviously, it's different when we hear it from like somebody in the media who never played. The good thing about KG is I think he played in multiple eras. He saw the game start to transition, and he hasn't really lost touch too much. He played in the '90s. He played against Jordan, and a lot of those guys. He's dealt with that. He's felt what it felt like to really be in their presence. And then he played as the game transitioned. Like you said, the early 2000s era, where it was more defensive but less skilled. And then he saw how it transitioned into what it is now with Steph Curry and them guys. So he's seen like the transformation of the game. It transformed twice while he played. That's why I really appreciate his take on this. Hold on. I'm going to bring in Khalil. Khalil, what's your take on this? And again, make sure everybody appreciate, if you are new to the chat, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the like button.
Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to you, Lamont, for having me on again. I think Kevin Garnett has a valid point. A lot of people would just point to the big men in that era, but I would actually point to, in the 90s I'm talking about, I would actually point to the guard positions like Beef was talking about. When you look at the guard position, you can actually take somebody like John Stockton and say that he was probably the best guard in the 90s. Because if you look at guys like Kevin Johnson, Terry Porter, you know, Rod Strickland, Mookie Blaylock, Bimbo Coles, like there were a lot of like decent guards, but they really wasn't, you know, all that. Like these guards will smoke these dudes, man. Like look at what you got in this era. Like you got Curry, just about any guard you can think of, Lillard. Like all of these guards are highly skilled athletes. Like Russell Westbrook, like y'all talked about a few podcasts ago, will wreak havoc in the 90s, man, because he was so athletic and fast and knew how to create his own shot. Like he would be too strong for those guys, even with the handshake. And I still think Russell would dominate the 90s. In my personal opinion, I mean, the two guard position was just Michael Jordan for the most part. Like you had Reggie Miller, who was okay. Latrell Sprewell came in later on. Clyde Drexler was a little earlier. Mitch Richmond, like you had a bunch of different position guys that in today's game will be average. Like these dudes would be regular guys in this era. So I think that Kevin Garnett was telling the truth. Like you said, he played in the '90s and he also played in the 2000s and the higher 2000s. So he has validity to his argument. And like I mentioned in the comments section, Gilbert Arenas also said the same thing. So a lot of these guys are coming out and being honest. Like I'm a '90s fan. Like I grew up watching '90s basketball, and I can tell you, like there weren't that many skill level guys. Like as far as like what you see today, that's why Michael Jordan was so much of an outlier in the '90s. In this era, you got all types of dudes, even guys like what was the light skinned guy that used to dunk out the gym all the time? He used to play for the Celtics. Green, I think his name was. Like, there's plenty of guys in this era with Michael Jordan's athleticism. So his athleticism in this era will be null and void. Like, so I think that Kevin Garnett has a lot of validity to it. Like, and he was telling the truth.
All right, salute. I like that take. We're gonna bring in Kid Trunks. Kid Trunks 44. Salute, man. What's your take on this, man? What are your thoughts on it? We got two more people that we're gonna let cook after you before we open it up to the entire live panel. You gotta take yourself off mute, Kid Trunks. You're still on mute. All right, Kid Trunks. Oh, there he is right there. Can you hear us? All right, hold on. Let me bump him out. You make sure, Kid Trunks, get your mic together. I'm gonna go to J Mac. J Mac, you just take your mic off mute. What are your thoughts on what KG said? Do you think he's accurate, or do you think those guys are really coming to this area and torch the league?
Hey, salute, Lamont panel.
Salute, man. Appreciate you jumping in.
No problem, man. Well, I will say this, man. I grew up watching the '80s basketball, watching the '90s. So I'm not gonna cap, because my heart is with the '90s and the '80s. But you're right, Kevin Garnett is right. I'm not here to question what he believes, but I would say this: the '80s they wore Converse, the '90s they wore better shoes, and then now they just with technology they're wearing better shoes. So I do think a few of those athletes from the '80s and '90s could have played and made names for themselves. We look at guys like my man mentioned John Stockton, guys like that, the slower guards that thrived in the '90s. And some of these more skilled guards didn't win a lot because the game was a lot slower. Like I always talk about Chris Jackson or Mike Aruf, guys that really could put the ball in the hole, could really make a name for themselves in today's game. Some of the wings, I believe Grant Hill could have made a name for himself in today's game. Now, as far as the best scorers from the '90s just coming in and just dominating, nah, they're too quick, they're too fast, they're too strong. In order to survive in today's game, if you was a '90s and '80s player, you had to be smart. That's the only reason why I put Larry Bird in there, because guys can get people to like pump fake, These guys that in the '90s that were stars in the '80s, they had go-to moves that would really put pressure on some of these defenses because there's not a lot of lateral movement anymore. Everybody's fast. And so what we're looking at is superior athletes in today's game that honestly probably would have just wiped the floor with some of the '90s teams. But I do believe that there are certain players you could pick out and they would be pretty effective in today's game. I like guards like Rod Strickland, Baron Davis, even Gary Payton. Gary Payton would be a solid starting point guard in today's game because he can play D and he's smart enough to run an offense. He could get to the basket. So I do agree that today's game is just for people who don't like it, just get out your feelings, man, because today's game is NBA wanted. And what else can you do? You can't put these guys on a leash and say, nah, you need to slow the game up and play D and all this stuff. No, this is the way the game is played. This is what people enjoy. It's like football. They started throwing that ball. Now you got records being broken all over the place. The game is different. Just respect it.
That's facts. I mean, I think you mentioned a few players that you think could transition, but see, what I think what B said is there are some guys that could transition and maybe do well, but would they be considered superstars? When you talk about Gary Payton, I consider Gary Payton top 10 in the 90s. Would he be top 10 with his skill set now as compared to everyone else, with his size, with his skill set?
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
And that's the thing, like right there. And that's the thing where we classified a lot of these guys might be a little different because, again, guys his size were, you have to have the handle and his skill set to get to the rim like a Kyrie Irving if you're that size.
Right. I will say this, though, Lamar. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But let's look at Grant Hill versus Paul George. Those are two great wing players. And Paul George has had a lot of success. And even though he's not top 10, but he's been considered, a highly rated all-star that has top 10 talent. And I think Grant Hill would be just as good, if not better, than a Grant Hill. I think he's a smarter basketball player and more athletic.
I think so too. Yeah, I like that. I like Grant Hill. I can't really knock that one because Grant Hill, minus the injuries, would have been a superstar. Probably in the 90s, 2000s, or this era right now, just with his skill set. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Vernon Mickey. I know he's gonna have a unique take on this. What do you think about what KG was saying, and what are your thoughts on that take? Would those players they be able to transition into this era, or was he correct?
Okay. Hey, what's going on, Lamar? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good, Vernon?
Hey, what's good? Hey, look here. I think, man, it's just like it's going. I think it get better and better all the time. It get better and better. From last year, it's going to get better to this year. The league is built like that. It's not going to get worse, and the players actually are going to get better, too, with the training. You don't have the same kind of training that was going on in the 70s that you got going on in the 2000s. You understand me? So that's all getting better. The development is coming along better, and plus they stand in the league longer. You don't have a lot of bums that was in the league in the 70s and in the 80s that could play in the league now because they was bums. They can't play. Half of them could play the defense that goes on was in the league now. They couldn't even stand with the defense because they had a hand check because they slow. So their development came around slow. Dr. J was, when he was playing in the 70s, he was more ahead of all of them. Now in this league now, he wouldn't be more ahead of everybody, even at his talent, at his top. He wouldn't be more ahead of everybody because everybody caught up. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Salute, man. I like that take. I mean, it doesn't sound like, I think we only got one person that's really been highly against what he said. That's just Shay. So just Shay, you're gonna have to go up against the Army tonight. But I mean, I think you can stand.
It was me too. It was me too.
Oh yeah, SB.
Yeah,
but
SB.
But SB is light work though. We ain't worried about SB though.
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing. Hold on, we got CA3. Hold on, we got CA3. I'm gonna go ahead and let him in. CA3 Sports Talk. What are your thoughts on what he said? Do you think it was right or wrong?
What's going on, y'all? I mean, I agree with what he said. It's just a lot of the guards, that we saw in the 90s and 80s. Of course, there were some good guards. There's great players in any era, but a lot of them just didn't have the skill set to really compete in this era. And a lot of people in this era, they're just way more skilled. I mean, we saw. We saw when AI came in the late 90s, he just killed the league because he was so shifty and he was way different. He was so much different than what we saw, all the guards we saw before, and it kind of just killed the league, I mean, and not nowadays, guys like AI, there's a lot of, I mean, I wouldn't say as good as AI, but there's a lot of guys that are, quick and shifty, kind of like AI. So, you got guys like Kyrie Irving, you got other guys, like Steph Curry, who can shoot the ball like crazy and handle the ball like no tomorrow. Like it's guys like that. They're way more common nowadays. And back then, that they were hand checking people. Try to hand check Steph Curry. Try to hand check Kyrie. You're gonna get that's just light work. You're gonna get cooked. He's gonna go blow right past you every time. It's just a different day now. Those guys they couldn't mess with these guys nowadays. But with all that being said, I mean, of course, there's guys, in the 90s that are very good, because any great player in any era is gonna be good, and any era. So,
No, it's not
but
true. That's not true.
I mean, just any great player. That's what I mean.
Even
Just
so,
any.
even some of the great players, I don't think like there are some players that were great. Like if you tell me that John Stockton could come into this era and still be just as great, I don't think so. I don't believe that.
I didn't say it'd be just as great. I said any great player in any era would be good in any era. That's what I said. I didn't
That's tough
necessarily
to say. That's
Man,
tough to say.
John Stockton would be Ricky Rubio in this era.
Yeah, I mean, his defense though.
I don't know. Hold on. Hey, we'll be able to open that whole that topic up to the whole panel here in a second. Let me go to Jan. Thanks for hopping in. What is your take on this situation, man?
Hey, look, salute to Lamont, man. Thanks for having me in, man.
Yes, sir.
I do think, man, that that this area, to play defense in this era is very hard than to play defense in the 90s, man. We got to give a good appreciation to guys like Kawhi and Jason Tatum and defensive players that can, guard most positions and then give 30 on the other end. Because not a lot of people in the 90s was doing that back in the day other than Jordan and Pippen, you know what I'm saying? So I do think it is harder to play defense in this era because, back in the days, there was a lot of hand checking and stuff. And if you hand check in this era, man, you're going to get crossed, man. So, yeah, man. What Garnett was saying, man, it was absolutely true, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that too. I think if 90s players would have had a higher level of skill, the hand check would have actually helped you. Because the NBA, I mean, if you're a basketball player, as long as you can feel a guy, you can always dictate what he does and you can go wherever you want. Especially if you got the strength and upper body strength. We see that with James Harden. James Harden loves that contact. He creates that contact and he uses it against you. So the hand check would have went against a lot of players. I just think that when you talk about the offensive skill set of some of these guys like Kawhi Leonard and some of the players that love to engage you and create that contact and finish, I mean, that hand check is not going to really work. It's too high level skill. Before we open it up, I'm going to bring in Kid Trunks. I think he fixed his mic, man. Kid Trunks, what you got on this?
You hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
You hear me?
Yes.
Hello? All right, thank you for bringing me back. My phone was acting up. I'm kind of young, so I don't really know everything about like early 2000s or 90s. So I'm gonna keep the video short, and you guys can jump in if I'm saying anything wrong. It's just adaptability, You just got to see, because I would love to see how LeBron, Kyrie, Harden, KD, all these others now. How would they handle checking? How would they handle a center that can go right to the ref? And what else? I love to see LeBron playing like he does now. If a primetime Shaq was in the middle, or Hakeem Olajuwon, or even probably like Ewing or something, whatever. But players like Allen Iverson, I think he'll be great if he played today easily. Because soon when the rules started changing, when they took away hand checking and a center that can't stay in the they instantly took advantage of that, like Mike D'Antoni, like the 7-second rule, like 7 seconds, like they got points like in 7 seconds or something. So it's just adaptability, and that's all really that I gotta say about that. And you guys can talk.
Yeah, I think a couple people said Allen Iverson, y'all, and we say Allen Iverson, but again, Allen Iverson scored he scored to a point to where it was detrimental to his team. They started to use that against him. The fact that he was so high volume and so inefficient at times, they used it against him. And on top of the fact that he's only making all mid-range jumpers and layups, which ultimately don't necessarily kill a team, especially if you're not really shooting them at a very efficient clip. So, I mean, could he have made the transition? Probably. Getting to the basket would have been a little bit harder. Guys are bigger, faster, and stronger. They would have been able to stay with him a little bit better. As far as finishing at the rim, he would have been great at that. But, you know, unless I saw these players be able to consistently make 3-point shots, then I can't say that they will be able to adapt. And if you're a center, if I never saw you defend beyond the 3-point line, I can't say you would adapt with the defensive 3 seconds. All right.
Right. Plus,
It's just
Lamont, his game didn't age well because he couldn't shoot.
Yep.
And so when as those dudes started to come in, he had to get out the league. That's why he got relegated to the bench. It wasn't because he wasn't a good player. His game didn't fit the game anymore. He couldn't shoot.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dude. Some of the guys would have made a decent transition. Like you take a guy like Latrell Sprewell. No, I think that he would have been decent in this era. I don't think he would have been above all the rest of the shooting guards, but he would have did pretty well in the era. Like y'all mentioned, Grant Hill was another one. Like, but if you look at guys like Detlef Schrempf, how good would he have been? How good will Glenn Rice be? Or Jamal Mashburn or any of these other small forwards when you got the likes of Giannis and LeBron and Jason Tatum and all these dudes running around, like how good would they be really? Like you have to ask those questions.
It's like Gilbert Arenas says, you also got to take into account that the guys today are just bigger. They're bigger and they're stronger. And that matters.
And faster. Look at Giannis, dude. Giannis is the same height as Patrick Ewing.
But Giannis ain't got no skill like that, man.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about off sheer athleticism.
Hold
on, one at a time, y'all. One at a time.
Hey, let me piggyback.
You shouldn't.
Giannis is a perfect example of a player with no skill, struggling in this league.
Is he struggling? Is he struggling, Beast?
Hold on. The difference is that Giannis has athleticism that nobody in the 90s at that size you could say had. That allows him to play in the regular season when the game is fast and you're running up and down. As soon as it goes to half court, he's struggling.
You can't name a 6'11" guy in the 90s that could.
Young Shaq was athletic as he was.
No, but you can't name no 6'11", 7-foot dude in the 90s.
You said name a person. I did.
Listen. You know, listen. What I'm saying. I said you can't name. I'm saying you can't name a 6'11", 7-foot dude that could glide across the court like Giannis could.
I just said Young Shaq.
No, Shaq
couldn't glide across the court like Giannis is.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't that graceful. He wasn't.
Stop.
He said as athletic. He said the same.
Shaq was good. SB. Don't get me wrong. Shaquille O'Neal, when he was skinny, he was good. But we talking about a guy who's coming down initiating offense at that height. That's why I brought up Patrick Ewing. Like when you get a guy like that, that's like. Because that's who Patrick Ewing would have to guard if he was in this era. And so would Mutombo and Rick Smits and all these other centers that was in the 90s. They would have to guard Kevin Durant because he's 7 foot tall. You think they can guard that dude? They would get fucking smoked. They would get played off the court like JaVale McGee did in the finals.
No, I understand that.
I
gotta be. Go ahead.
And you gotta think about this too. Back in the 90s, man, they was killing niggas if they drive if a nigga drive to the paint and stuff. So you think that Giannis would?
No, they wasn't.
No, they wasn't, dude. See, y'all
you think Giannis would be physically capable of taking all that paint?
Y'all get that confused, man. That wasn't the 90s. That was the 80s when you saw dudes like what's his name getting clotheslined out the air for the Lakers. Like the 90s, Kurt Rambis. Like that was more of the 80s physical, and that wasn't defense. That was just physical play. Like them 90s teams get this, like people get it messed up.
So
people act like all of those teams play like
defense
like that.
Pistons?
Yes.
Giannis will be better.
Who will guard him over there? Lambeer? Rick Mahorn?
Giannis will be better than 90s, bro. Giannis will be better than 90s. What's holding Giannis back right now? What's holding Giannis back right now is that he's playing in an era where where there's a strong emphasis on shooting.
But
Back in the 90s, there was no strong emphasis on shooting. He would be perfectly fine and better in the 90s.
All you
Because
gotta do
but
is,
my
is
point.
go
My, hold on,
back
wait.
to
My point is
Lamont's
this though, because
video.
I got
Hold on. Go back to
Go ahead.
Lamont's video, and
Somebody might
everybody that
echo
watches
too.
the game today, they talk smack about the guys that have 90s game. Giannis, Ben Simmons, and on and on and on. They have the game, but they're just more athletic. That's what players of the 90s look like.
My whole point, but look, but my whole point is this, because I gotta get on people's heads, because Lamont said I'm light work. We ain't going out here like that. But
Hey,
my
SB,
whole
I'm
point
more
is this
concerned
though.
about stepping on the ant than your debate.
Yeah, I love to hear that.
I'm just
But
talking shit. I'm talking shit.
before I was, you know, I'll be without the church. But my whole point is this though. Y'all said, and I quote, it was the skill set now and the IQ. Correct or not? It's crazy that you say that you need the skills to dominate, but the best player who won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year and who's been dominating the league is somebody who y'all say has no skills.
Has he
So
been
I'm
dominating?
confused. Yes. What you mean? His team had the best record in the league for the last 2-3 years.
They can't even
That
get out
talent's
of the
dominant.
second round.
It don't matter.
Hold on.
Wait.
SB, let's do this real quick, SB.
Go ahead.
Because again, awards are awards. Those get awarded by the media. Name the top 3 players in the NBA.
Right now?
Yeah.
This season or all like?
Name the top 3 players in the NBA right now.
If we just talking this season, I would probably go Bron, Embiid, and maybe Joker. But if we talking just from a span, I would probably go LeBron, KD, and Giannis.
No, because Kawhi would be in there. No, because Kawhi's been better.
We're talking individually, not as a team. Individually.
Yeah, no. I said Kawhi's been a better individual.
Man, go on, man. What the hell?
Giannis has been better than Kawhi individually.
No, he hasn't, bro.
Stop
no,
the
he
cap,
hasn't.
man.
Okay, well, why didn't Giannis
Giannis
do
has
nothing
never been better than Kawhi. Stop
when
it.
Kawhi Leonard was with Toronto?
Talking about playing now.
Why did he shut him down in the playoffs?
They shut him down as a team. Stop it.
No, they did not. Went game 3 when they put Kawhi on Giannis. Kawhi was locking up Giannis.
And Siakam was guarding him too. They guarded Giannis as a team. They put that wall.
No, the reason why Siakam was guarding Giannis because they switched off. Giannis was begging him to switch off on Kawhi.
He put a brick wall. They put a brick wall.
So the Raptors as a team didn't stop Giannis. What y'all telling me? Just so Kawhi did all bad.
Well, no, I agree with you, SB. Like as a unit, but the majority assignment was Kawhi Leonard. Like he cooked the first 2 games. Giannis did, and after game two, the Nick Nurse put Kawhi Leonard specifically on Giannis. And you ain't gonna guard a dude the whole game. That's why Giannis kept trying to hunt mismatches. So that's why they had to play Siakam and Kawhi Leonard together, because even if he hunted the mismatch, the switch would come and Siakam would be there. So like either way it goes, yeah, it was a collective effort, but the majority assignment was Kawhi Leonard, and that's a fact.
Here's another thing though, and everybody don't probably, if you have not played, I ain't saying at the whatever highest level, but Lamont, okay, you don't probably know that you have the capability, or anybody else know that you have the capability to do a lot more things. But if you have a role on your team, you're gonna play your role. Perfect example. I done seen hella videos of all these guys in the offseason. I seen videos of Mitchell Robinson shooting threes like he's Steph in practice time or any other time during his off time. But do he shoot threes during the game like that? Well, sure, I know. So,
but
so a lot of other players probably had more skills back then too. But they hold on.
But Giannis, first of all,
you lost me with this Giannis.
Hold on, Giannis isn't. Because we talk about high skill. Giannis isn't a high skill player. Giannis is. And on top of the fact. He's a low IQ player. And I made videos about this. The mistakes that this man makes in the fourth quarter are horrendous, and he's cost his team just by his mistakes alone with bad shots. I've seen him chuck threes up. I've seen him chuck a 3 up with 3 minutes to go on the clock when they were down 2 points. I've seen him turn the ball over. I've seen him make bad fouls. We saw it in the playoffs last year. Stupid fouls on Jimmy Butler cost his team the game. I mean, he does. He can't shoot
free throws.
No, but I'm not trying to knock his game. But I'm saying
I hear everything.
But what I'm saying is one of the reasons why he hasn't succeeded in this league is because he's so similar to a 90s style player.
Yeah,
mentally, the way he plays on the court, his game, low skill. with athleticism. He's just trying to bully through people and low IQ.
But now, I hear what you're saying. Now, 100% agree with everything you're saying.
So how are guys from the 90s who are less
let me
athletic than Giannis going to be able to do what he does in this era?
Now, look, perfect example, like I just said. I agree 100% you're saying with Giannis. I 100% agree with that. But he still was, the question you asked was who was the best players? He is. So a player with less skills that dominate the league. And then, hold on, wait, brother, man. Then he also dominated with the way they play because it's more isolation ball than ever, to me, in my opinion.
Can I say something? How can you be
go ahead, bro? Because go ahead.
How can you be the best player in the world when you go into the playoffs?
He said top three. He said top three.
Okay, how you can be the top 3 player in the in the NBA right now when you go into the playoffs every time the team schemes exact plan to stop you?
But he had the best record.
Take away your driving in the paint. Take away all that, and he can't seem to find other ways to score. If you take Kawhi mid-range game, he still has the 3-point. He still is a good playmaker. You can't compare no Giannis to Kawhi, man. You haven't watched basketball this season, man. You haven't, man. Because that's terrible, man. That's disrespectful.
Oh my God. Okay, brother, man. I guess you didn't hear what he said. He said who was the top 3 best players in the league. Giannis' team had the best record. The Milwaukee Bucks have been having the best record, and they've been running the Eastern Conference. He's been putting up outstanding numbers we have not seen in a long time. His game is dull. Yes, his game basically, no, he does not have IQ. But Kawhi, on an individual standpoint, has not dominated like Giannis has. It's easy to stop when it's playoff ball best, yes. But guess what? We talking individually. You could compare these numbers and they stats side to side, the team record side by side. It's not close, bro.
Is Giannis better than KD?
No.
Well, hold on. Let's not. I don't want to turn this into. I don't want to turn this into.
Y'all, we getting out of hand here. It's about the 90s versus now.
I don't want. Hold on.
Best player in the world, man.
Hold on, Jan. Hold on.
Giannis not. I think
hold on,
KD.
Hold on. I don't want to turn this into is
Giannis
a good player type of debate, because we could debate. That's a whole nother subject. What I'm saying is his style of play. Giannis is basically a souped up 90s player with regard to athleticism, and he's still struggling to win.
Yeah,
he's
but my
win because it's too easy to stop.
Yeah, my whole point, so we can stay on topic with the debate. My whole point was arguing that a dude who y'all say basic and doesn't have skill is still dominating in the league.
The funny part about
now y'all can
hold on, but you can't say he's dominating. If you can build a wall and stop him, that's low IQ. That's
the funny part about Giannis is that
he talking about the regular season, man. Let's talk about what matters most.
The funny part about
producing in that, man.
The funny part about Giannis is that we say he's unskilled, but he's more skilled than a lot of those big men in the 90s. He can shoot the ball a lot better than those big men in the 90s.
Yeah, but of course, you got to understand that Giannis's game is predicated on power. It's not predicated on skill. It's predicated on power.
Yep.
He's going to physically try to overwhelm you. And it's going to work when these games don't matter.
Yep.
But the reason they put Kawhi on him is to make him pick up his dribble.
Hey, and can I say this too? How you going to say that Giannis, KD is better than Giannis?
He is.
But KD is more skilled. It's more use skills. He don't use dominance. But you just say that Giannis is better than Kawhi because Giannis used dominance. But you say KD.
He's asked me who was the 3 best players. He didn't say who was better as a skill set. I literally just said everything you're saying about Giannis, I agree with. But
that's the same.
No, it's not.
All right, man. Let's get up this topic, man, because y'all beating the dead horse at this point. Let's talk about elephant in the room. Now, I just got done watching that Last Dance shit again last night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jordan said in that documentary that the fucking Pacers was the best team that he played against. Now, if you put that Pacers team in this era, how well would they fare in this era?
Reggie Miller can fit right in with this era. I think Reggie Miller would be Bradley Beal in this era, in my opinion. Or Klay Thompson.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Klay Thompson.
Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. Oh,
I captain the Bill, but Klay Thompson. It'd be Klay Thompson.
SB, hold on. SB got to go to the front stage for this. Hold on.
Oh my God,
SB. Now, can you please explain how Reggie Miller will be Bradley Beal in this?
No, first of all, I said I was joking with the Bradley Bill, but I think
you
he'll be Klay
retract
Thompson.
that statement. You retracted
Nah,
that.
he ain't gonna look. He trying to get up.
Man.
No, he'll be Klay Thompson. He'll be Klay Thompson.
He wouldn't be Klay Thompson.
Yes, he would. Who would he be then? Explain to me.
Reggie Miller would be Malcolm Brogdon in this era.
Oh my God.
No, he wouldn't be Brogdon.
He wouldn't even be Brogdon, bro.
Put him on the
No, he
screen.
wouldn't be. He would be. He would be. Damn, it's kind of hard to gauge that.
He was a shooter coming off the
because
screen.
he was a rare delicacy in the 90s. Like that was when specialists were made. He was a 3-point specialist. But everybody can shoot threes in this era, even the centers. So like
So you trying to say? So Lamar, who would Reggie Miller be then?
But see, I don't. The thing is, the way the game is played now. It for me, it would depend on the team he was on.
Yeah.
Because again, we see a guy like a Steph Curry who can. When you have a coach that's gonna specifically create an offense to where you're running off 1,000 screens to get open shots, he could thrive in this league. Now, does he have all of the skills that Curry has? Because it's not just Curry's 3-point shot that makes him elite. It's his ability to what? Also take you off the dribble, get to the rim and finish. Reggie didn't have all that in his bag. And if you say he did, you kind of capping on that. All right. He didn't have a handle.
So
he
Reggie
had the
Miller,
ability to finish at the rim and all of this stuff. So
I see
I don't know who he will be.
I see Klay Thompson score 60. I've seen Klay Thompson score a lot of points, and it was on the Chicago Bulls because I remember this game, and he ain't dribble the ball like that. So Reggie don't have to dribble to score.
Reggie didn't have a release like Klay.
No, but Reggie will be a great shooter. That one thing with shooting will translate to any era. So he would be a great shooter. But are we gonna put Reggie up there with the superstars of this era, or is he just gonna be another good player?
So he'll be another good player because if you look at
the real question of this was it's a lot of 90s fans that say these stars from the 90s, they wouldn't just come to this era and be good. They're saying that they would come to this era and be extremely great, like averaging 40 and 50 a game and doing whatever they want. I don't care if they can come to this era and be okay or good. There's a lot of players in this league that are okay and good. All right.
I'm saying
is the main argument is that these guys like Jordan, we've heard it all before. He could come over into this era and score 50 a game or 60 a game.
Reggie Miller will be Duncan Robinson. That's who he would be.
Oh my God!
Probably the only
oh my God! Hey, bro,
he would be Duncan Robinson, bro.
If Reggie Miller had the ability to shoot 10+ threes a game, Reggie Miller would be a beast. He would be a super. He would. I'm not gonna say superstar. He would be a star in the league. How he did? Come on, bro. His game fits this era.
What if I told you this, SB? What if I told you that Vashawn Leonard and Glenn Rice were actually better 3-point shooters than Reggie Miller in the 90s?
I wouldn't say you lying. I wouldn't say you lying.
Glenn Rice is a better shooter for sure.
So Khalil, I got a question. How would Prime Ray Allen play in this era then?
Prime Ray Allen would be really good. I wouldn't think he would be a superstar, but he would be really good. Because
the thing is, we continuously talking about players
who had the better.
What you're saying is these guys would come over to this era and be okay, they'll be good. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the people like the Jordans and the Hakeems, where people are saying that these two players will come over to this era and be astronomically great, 60 a game, dominate, doing whatever they want because it's all wide open.
Lamont, I remember I said I'm playing devil's advocate to the point where, because he said 20 years, so 20 years ago it's 2021. So I got everything from 2000 on down. So if you got drafted under that time, I'm gonna use you. I could use Steve Nash technically, right? That's to be fair. He said 20 years.
But the league was changing the. All right, yeah.
But
all right,
I think what he meant to say was he meant the 90s, I think he meant to technically you right, SB. You 100% right. The timeline would be from 2001 or 2001 up until
he said 20 to 30 years.
30 years. So I think he was more talking about the 90s guys. Like let's say somebody like Steve Smith, who was a number 1 draft pick. Do you think he would be a number 1 draft pick in this era at any point?
I mean, we just say Anthony Bennett get picked number 1, so anything can happen.
That's true.
So,
That's true. That's
if
true.
you want to go there,
Jordan's the closest one.
Hey, that's
I
a
don't think
fact.
it's
Yeah,
nobody else.
I'm good with that one. What about what about a guy like John Starks? How would he do in this era?
John Starks, I think he'd probably be Steve Nash.
Oh
Man,
my
hell
god!
nah. Hey, don't shut your channel down. We ain't gonna agree with that.
SB, I know you joking.
He didn't
You gotta
say
be
his
trolling.
channel.
Hell no.
I know you trolling. You trolling.
He trolling today, man.
I
Look,
hope
man,
you are.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want to hear everybody on here agreeing, so I'm playing the role of disagreeing with everybody else, man. I don't want to
That's
be.
because
What about a
I respect
Chris
But I kind
Mullin?
of feel that way though too, though a little bit. I
What
ain't
about
capping all the way.
what about Chris Mullin? How would he do in this era?
Chris Mullin, I think he'll fit right in. I think he'll be maybe like you said, maybe a Duncan Robinson, maybe. He probably be one of those guys like player like that, or just a shooter. But I feel like you benefit from like anybody that you take from the era that can shoot, they will benefit playing in this era. You can't tell me that.
I mean,
That
the only people we really can be talking about is Jordan. He had the best chance.
I just think I'm off all
Other
man.
than that, man, think about it, man. I mean, the reason why we're naming other players is because we can't really think of a player that's going to come in this era and average 30, 40, 50 points a game, every game, and win. It just.
But it ain't gonna matter because if I
I
say one, Lamar gonna say, "Well, he ain't gonna win though." So
Bring
it
him
don't
up. Bring him up.
No, I just said any player but a big man. Any player but a big man will survive.
Shaq has a chance, except Shaq would get hurt when he gets stretched out. So
If
you got to stretch forward like Dirk. Dirk would have a chance to be a superstar because he can go outside and in, and he's big enough. But I mean, it's just really not that many players, man.
If Patrick Beverly got a starting job, you can't tell me Gary Payton can't start in this league today.
Oh, I agree.
He would start. Like, we're not saying that they would be like.
Hold on. See,
No,
SB going back to SB. I just talked about that. We're not. I don't care about the players that can transition over and be okay. We just said who can come over and be exceedingly great. Jordan was great. Can he come into this era and be a 50-point scorer a game?
No.
Can Hakeem come over in this era and score
no.
30 a game, 20 rebounds, and dominate every big man in this league offensively?
Said whoever dominates.
Can Shaq do it?
They would have been all right.
Shaq do it?
Yes, I believe Shaq.
What about David Robinson?
No, hold on. Now break it down. How can Shaq dominate in this era the way the game is played?
The way the game is, but I feel like the same way like how Giannis played. Like Giannis played like a 90s player, but Shaq gonna play his game in the post.
No, you can't compare Giannis and Shaq because they play completely different.
How? And Shaq out his mouth said that if he would play today, he'd be Giannis.
Okay, so
man, what's up with you and Giannis, man?
I'm not a Giannis, bro. I'm a Bulls fan. What are you talking about? He the one player.
I just want to hear him. Like, what would Shaq be effective at? Like, what would be his
what would be his MO in this era?
He will play the same way he played, dominate with power, dunk. Majority of his players gonna be in the post of dunks or drive. He gonna drive them.
So you're basically saying he would be Big Boogie Cousins.
Can I say something?
No, or he gonna be Giannis or Embiid.
Hold on, let's go.
No, he's not Embiid. He not Embiid, bro. Embiid way more skilled.
Hold on, let's hear from Shay. Go ahead, Shay.
First of all, the whole Shaq thing in this era, I think he's playable, but at the same time, mostly he's unplayable. Because he was a poor free throw shooter, and even back then when I was watching him, I thought that was embarrassing that he could barely hit free throws. You have to take him out in the fourth quarter. He can't be in when the game is tight. I mean, his defense was cool, but he was just unplayable compared to the big guys now. I mean, they still can't hit free throws, but he was really unplayable.
Way more skill today. Way more.
Well, when they run small ball lineups, like a depth lineup like Golden State used to run, or even the Rockets last year, how would Shaq be on the court?
Barbecue chicken.
And that will worry me about Shaq, man. That's the only thing that worries me.
Who gonna
he can't run and guard 3-pointers.
Okay.
Hold on. How would Shaq survive? Again, let's do it like this. If you have a Shaq and he's playing up and down frenetic pace with, let's say, the Golden State Warriors, how would he fit in if you have to match him up with guys like that great Golden State Warrior team?
And imagine I got the young fast Shaq, now fat Shaq, right?
Okay, what Shaq you have?
Yeah, he could wait. Shaq was getting up and down on the floor, but like at the point. He said either one. He said any Shaq. He said any Shaq.
Shaq and Shaq.
But the whole point is this though. Okay, the
Shaq
same
won't
way
fit
you
in
said.
because of the fact that he don't shoot free throws, and he ain't gonna do nothing but get fouled all the time.
And then hold on, because my thing is this right here. I don't think he could guard the perimeter. He will be forced to guard 1,000 pick and rolls, and again, the foul trouble will be a bigger problem because he's going to be having to guard guys like Kyrie, Dame, and all these coming off pick and rolls. How is he going to stop them at the rim? He's not blocking their shots. They're going to create fouls on him. They're going to put him in foul trouble. He's slower. He can't stand in the paint all day. He's going to have to rotate over because of defensive 3 seconds. So you got to put all of that into as a factor because foul trouble is going to affect your time on the court. All right. True. It's going to affect a lot of different things. So that's going, if you can't get on the court, that's going to affect your ability to dominate.
And fatigue because Kobe got on his ass about not staying in shape, or they could have won more titles. Shaq wasn't as disciplined. He was just a dominant player in an era where centers, quote unquote, dominated. So yeah, he was able to come in out of shape. He gonna have to be in shape in this era because he gonna get ran up and down the fucking court and played off the court.
But that's why I asked what Shaq. What? Go ahead, bro.
Well, have Shaq probably worked on his skill if he played today? That's the only question. Would he have worked on his skill, or will he just sit on his ass?
Doesn't matter.
We ain't talking about that.
How can we? How can we predict people's work ethic? You know, we can't predict that. It's your game. Whatever you had on the game, that's what we talking about.
So, Lamont, Shaq was probably one of the most dominant players in the post too. So your post game don't count as a skill set. Because who in today's game playing the post like Shaq did?
Nobody's playing it like Shaq did.
I think Shaq would be a more aggressive.
I didn't hear it broke up. Hold on, wait. I didn't hear you. My man's broke up. I didn't hear you, Shaq. I mean, Lamont.
I mean, he has the post game, but the problems are still going to be there. He's still going to have to deal with a whole bunch of players, triple and double teams. He's still going to have to be able to get up and down. He's going to have to worry about offensive fouls and regular defensive fouls because the game is called a little bit more tight. I don't see how he can, because I only want to talk about Shaq if you're saying that he can come and it's just absolutely dominate. I know that Shaq can come into this era and be a good player. Okay, I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about the people where they say these players can come into this era and absolutely dominate, scoring 30 and 40 points a game. Shaq, I don't think can come into this league and score 30 and 40 points a game. No way possible. That's what I'm saying.
I think he can because you cannot play small against Shaq. You have to put it. If you try to do it, okay, he giving up. But the same thing you said, he's giving up.
That's not true because I saw Dennis Rodman shut him down.
Who in this league today is Dennis Rodman? We talking about
I'm just saying. Hold on. I'm just saying. So you can't say you can't put anybody small on them because they put a 6'6" power forward on them and shut them down.
Now, who in the era today play defense like Dennis Rodman? Nobody.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green does.
Y'all, wow.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker would get cooked.
I'm just saying you can say that, but we saw Dennis Rodman stop him and give him problems.
I don't see Draymond or PJ Tucker being as strong as Dennis Rodman was. Or none of them played. PJ played stretch center, and Draymond Green played point center.
Draymond
can stretch the floor too because he shoot threes and Shaq will have to honor him. I mean, he's not a knockdown, but he will have to honor his shot, so that's going to pull Shaq away from the rim.
Draymond is just
lanes to the rim.
Hold on. Listen what Ghost said. Ghost said Draymond gets torched every game. Do y'all even watch the Warriors? Hold on, Ghost. What I'm going to do is, before you continue, because I'm going to let you on the panel and say that, I want you to go watch the detailed video that Kobe Bryant did on Draymond Green.
Yeah.
And so then you come back, and after Kobe Bryant tells you how great Draymond Green is on defense, then you come back because maybe you'll respect Kobe saying it and not us. Because I don't trust anybody whose name is Ghost. All right. So again, go watch Kobe's detailed video on his defense. Also Scottie Pippen's. He talked about all of them. And then come back again.
Yeah,
he's a great defender.
Hey, Ghost, I thought you died in power, my nigga.
Hold on, we got go ahead. What's your question, Shay?
Okay, we keep talking about Shaq, but we're not talking about Kobe though. Would Kobe be as successful in today's league as he was back then?
Yeah,
of course.
Kobe
was.
Yeah.
Hold on, but what are y'all defining as success? See, it depends on what you define as success.
Because
somebody mute y'all background.
Yeah, somebody got an echo.
No, I'm just saying, y'all talk about the game and them both mostly being mid range. Yeah, I know Kobe
Hold on,
eventually.
Shay. Hold on, Shay. Somebody got to mute that background, bro.
Yeah,
That shit bad, bro.
that shit was terrible.
It sound nasty in here, man.
Hold on,
Hey, go ahead, Shay. You can do your thing.
Okay, I know eventually Kobe developed a 3-point shot, but it's not like how today's players shoot it now. So I hear y'all said Allen Iverson wouldn't work because he was like wildly inefficient, and I kind of feel that way about Kobe too. So that's why I wanted to know: do y'all think he would be successful at going to the NBA Finals?
But it depends on what success is, because according to SB, when we're talking about Giannis, he's just talking about all about the stats. He's not talking about the winning and actually getting your team somewhere. He's talking about stats.
He had the best record.
Hold on. Stat wise,
Salute to you, Lamont.
Stat wise, I think Kobe would still be able to put up numbers. Winning wise, I think teams would be able to outscore him if he just continued to just try to play that way. Again, this is not a game. Y'all looking at it one dimensional. In today's game, it's a mental game too.
But I could have sworn one episode ago y'all was killing me because I said something about the Atlanta Hawks team with the 5 All-Stars, and y'all said that was a good, successful team because they was one of the best teams in the East. So not having a good record doesn't mean anything no more. So what? So we should just play the playoffs game.
No, we were saying
SB, that team got swept by LeBron with no Kyrie.
I know, but I was killing the team, and y'all killed me for that.
No, we said was they at least I don't know if this was the same conversation, was they were the number 1 seed, but LeBron James was still favored to beat him.
I forgot what we was talking about, but I know y'all got.
I know that too, and I was telling you, like, dude, Kyrie Irving got hurt before that series, and it was basically LeBron and the whole
Love didn't play either.
But no, I was talking about Atlanta.
It was like LeBron and the Whispers, and they went out there and beat them.
No, I'm talking about the Atlanta team that had 5 All-Stars.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I was calling them trash, and y'all was on my head. Oh, they ain't had no real star.
I wasn't on your head saying that. I was agreeing with you. It was a decent team.
Go ahead, Vernon.
Hey, Lamont, look here. I'm gonna give you my top 5 in the NBA, all-time top 5, and I'm gonna see if you think that they can play in today's NBA. Okay, I'm start off with Jordan.
Are you asking me if they can play or if they will be better than what they were?
LeBron, because he's still playing now. So I'll give you Kobe. Okay. I'll give you Magic. Okay.
Yep.
And Giannis still playing now, so I can't give you Giannis. But I'll take that away and I'll give you KG. Now, any of them, you tell me any of them can't shine and be all-stars and MVPs
that's not. See, the question is, Vernon, I don't think none of us are denying that they could come into this era and be good. That's fine. What I'm saying is there's the premise going around. We hear the nonsensical arguments when people run around saying that these players could come into this era and be astronomically great. They say Jordan could score 50 a game and really believe it. They're saying Hakeem will be able to come in and start chucking up threes and he's scoring 35, 40 a game. They're saying Ewing would come in and dominate. I'm saying they would be okay. They would be good players, but they're not going to be putting up these ridiculous numbers that everybody's talking about that makes no sense.
They will.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh wait, Lamont, what is okay? Wait, wait, hold on. Lamont, what is the bar we setting for what the point of you saying? Is we talking all-star? Are we talking?
It doesn't matter. But everybody that we talking about, they're all really all-stars already. So what are we saying if they could come to this era and be all-stars? And that's not what we're talking about. The argument is that these guys could come into this era and be greater than what they were in their own eras. All right, you got people running around saying that Gary Payton would dominate Steph Curry and be far better than Steph Curry in this era. Do I believe that? Hell no.
No.
Hell no. Because what did Gilbert Arenas say about Gary Payton? He said, I heard all these stories about Gary Payton until he guarded me. He said, what the hell is everybody talking about? This little guard, I'm about to destroy him in the post. So, again, I don't know.
You think Gary Payton... Do you think Gary Payton would be worse than what's the name they got out there?
No, I think Gary Payton will be less efficient than he was in the 90s.
Hey, Lamont.
Yep. Oh, what's up, Sean?
What's up, brother? Hey, what's up, panel?
Hey, John.
Hello, man.
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to come in. You said that Dennis Rodman shut Shaq down.
We shut him down for a half.
I mean, he played him well, but Shaq got 27 and 11 on 64%
No,
shooting.
but he had 23 in the first half. He shut him down in the second half.
I'm saying, I mean, in that series, you remember that series was changed basically because the Bulls stopped doubling Shaq. They let him play Shaq straight up, and they stayed home on the shooters, and that's how the Bulls were able to dominate that series defensively.
They had Luke Longley on them early on, and they switched to Rodman.
And they go small with Kukoc and Rodman, and they would let Rodman play him straight up. But they stayed home on Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson. Those guys couldn't cook, and that's how the Bulls were able to dominate that series.
Didn't Horace Grant get hurt?
Horace Grant got hurt. Shaq and Penny.
The game I'm talking about is a regular season game when they were playing LA.
Oh, I'm talking when he was in Orlando. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about a different game.
Okay, I was talking about that.
Yeah, don't bring up regular season, because whoever that is, regular season.
I mean, he showed up to the playoffs too.
Don't bring up regular season.
I mean, I remember that one game where I think there was one playoff game where I remember Dennis Rodman held Shaq to 0 points in the 0 field goals in the second half. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at all the 90s point guards that Gary Payton had to guard.
I mean, if you want to be honest with you, it was only really 2 guys in the 90s who were great point guards outside of Gary Payton.
Yeah, John Stockton and
Penny.
Penny
was dominate this era.
Yeah. We're talking about regular point guards. It's very rare that you get a 6'7", 6'8" point guard. I mean, Magic was. I think Dennis Johnson was kind of tall, and then you had Luka now. I'm talking about the 90s dudes like Mark Jackson, Mookie Blaylock, Terry Porter, Rob Strickland.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Penny don't count. Penny don't count for that.
No, I mean, Penny's an anomaly because Penny was 6'.
Yeah, he was a 6'7"
guard. In terms of regular point guards, it was really just John Stockton.
Right. So, now, if you break down in this era of guards with the Kyrie, the John Morants, the Damian Lillards, the Russell Westbrooks, do you really think Gary Payton stopping any of these people?
Not like that. No.
No. Hell no.
So he would be Patrick Beverly with more of an offensive float.
I mean, and again, I think the difference in the 90s and today is the positional expectation, right? So in the 90s, Gary Payton was kind of a guy. He had to score some, but he also was a guy who could facilitate. He had to get other guys involved. It wasn't a lot of guys doing that in the 90s, which is why he stood out so much in the 90s.
Right. So, him and Jason Kidd, when Jason Kidd
but Jason Kidd was not a scorer. Like Jason Kidd, he couldn't shoot.
Right.
His name was Asen because he had no J. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was bad. Like that wasn't the expectation of point guards. Like his job was to get other guys involved. Mm-hmm. Now the positional expectation has changed, where now point guards score more than they ever have. That's the expectation. If you come in, that's why Lonzo gets so much criticism, because Lonzo doesn't score like the other point guards score today.
Mm-hmm. And I literally said that too. Well, you got a role to play. You probably have way more skills and other things you can do, but if your goal is to do that for this team, you're going to do what the coach tells you what you need you to do.
Exactly, SB. I always said I thought John Stockton could do more, but because of that offense, what they ran in Utah, they asked him not to do as much scoring because they needed him to be more of a facilitator. But he could do more. He just ran the system they asked him to run.
Right. Well, Jason Kidd developed into a decent shot. He had more of a set shot, but he ended up developing into one of the better three-point shooters in history. As a matter of fact, I think he's like top 10 in all. And this is a guy that couldn't shoot a lick when he first came in.
Yeah, he's top 10. Yeah.
Because I was going to argue Nash too, but I guess that's like a little bit. He had his more dominance in 2000, so I couldn't use that. I'm like, you could argue Nash too.
Well, I think, and SB, I think the issue with Nash and why a lot of people don't talk about Nash is the rule changes benefited Nash a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when they changed the rules and they took some of the physicality out of the game, the way you could, push guys and all that stuff, that's what he got his most dominant place, but also obviously getting under D'Antoni in that system where it was basically wide open and, they were playing, 4 out. It was that he benefited from that a lot.
Yep.
Nah,
100% agree. Hey, what about y'all 2000 modern day? Wait, what's up, y'all?
Honestly, look. I still haven't heard a good case because when we talk about Gary Payton, let's not cap about the situation. People say that Gary Payton will come into this era and be far superior than the guards that we see now and be better than them. Y'all keep saying he would come over here and be good. That's not what we're talking about. He probably will be good. I don't think he will be as good because he played in an era where you could hand check. He won't be able to hand check anymore. So how good was he defensively really without the hand check as a smaller guard? We wouldn't be able to know. I don't think he could stay in front of Kyrie or Steph or Dame or any of these guards that can, that got a handle that could have him looking crazy, because we saw what happened when Jason Williams caught him in the open court.
Right, and his guards, I think even prior to Gary Payton, if you go back historically, that would be better in this era or be as good as they were in their era today, because their skill sets probably fit this era better today. Like Tiny Archibald, for example.
Yeah.
Fits this era today more than it did in his era.
Look, Pistol Pete can come here and do the same thing he was doing. Dr. J can come in and do the same thing he was doing, even better. All of them can come in and do the same thing.
How would Dr. J be better?
Well, how would Dr. J do that?
And not only, I see Will Chamberlain coming in getting 100, and I see Jordan coming in averaging 100.
How will Will Chamberlain get 100?
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's.
What the hell are you talking about?
Vernon, you got to answer why these players would be so great. You can't just say they would.
Because it's easy. Because like I said before, the NBA changed. The game is open now. You can't.
How is it easy? What makes it easy?
One way and drag them the other way.
What makes the game easy?
And you don't see Pistol Pete coming into the NBA right now doing the same thing he was doing in the 60s.
No.
Why not?
Game is faster, bigger. Players are bigger, faster, stronger, and a lot of those one-hand dribble moves that he was doing wouldn't get pulled off. People would take that ball right from him and go the other way and dunk it. Come on, let's stop it. He was dribbling, looking at the ball, man. He was looking at the ball when he dribbled.
I know you know more about basketball.
I know Pistol Pete was looking at the ball when he dribbled up court. Like that. He dribbled. All right.
Lamont, I know you know more about basketball to actually sit up there and believe something like that. You good. If you good,
I'm still waiting on you to give me a valid reason as to why these players could come to be more dominant.
You still waiting on what? I can't. Like I said, Lamont, though, Jordan to get 50 in any NBA game. Larry Bird to get 50 in an NBA game. It don't make a difference. They'll do more now than they would have done then because it ain't no hand checking. And they'll just tear these players up now because these players ain't even smart enough to keep up with them, don't know the game like that. They'll eat them up. They will.
I don't know.
They'll eat them up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but you haven't really explained how they would eat them up. Because
I could go. I was trying to be quiet because I ain't want.
Because you made a statement earlier. You said that Reggie couldn't come in and he couldn't come in and do anything in this league. I think
that's not what I said.
You said it's open. It's open now. They shooting jumpers. He'll come in and tear this league up.
No, they're not open jumpers. Hold on. First of all, they're not shooting open jumpers. Let's not act like these jumpers is not highly contested. We seeing James Harden have to go crazy step backs, falling down with all types of contact, making threes. We see Dame shooting from the logo contested. We see Steph shooting contested threes off the pick and roll in crowds. Let's not act like these threes is wide open. I want to know where these wide open threes y'all seeing at, because I don't see it.
Oh
man.
And it's funny because most of the wide open threes that I see these guys take, they usually miss the wide open ones because they used to being highly guarded. Come on, man. Stop saying it's wide open and it's easy. That's never the case, man. That's not the case.
I think the problem people have is they confuse spacing with wide open.
Right. Hold on. So, because I had gave a break because I wanted to see if somebody else was going to say something, but I can tell you, I can name you like three, 4 players that I believe that will come in this area and dominate and be the best. Michael Jordan, of course, because you said athleticism. whatever, because you said bigger, faster, stronger. I don't think it's too many people that's bigger, faster, and stronger than Mike. That Mike want to dominate in his skill set. You got Magic Johnson, big guard, like you said. I'm going off what you said, bigger, fast. He's gonna be a big point guard. He's gonna dominate. Only problem he might have is shooting, but I see a big point guard named Ben Simmons who's doing the same thing. You also have Penny Hardaway. I feel like Penny Hardaway will come in this league and dominate. As I seen an athletic guard. He was just, I ain't gonna say as athletic as like a Derrick Rose, but a big athletic guard with Dominic. I seen Derrick Rose dominate the league just off his athleticism. And who was the fourth? And I believe Shaq too, because
hold on, you saw who dominate the league off athleticism?
D Rose
dominated the league scoring wise.
You said D Rose was the best player. Not just saying this. D Rose averaged like what 25, but he dominated because he was too fast.
Rose didn't dominate the league. I didn't see him in nobody's NBA finals.
What about?
Oh my God. So making the finals is the only way you dominate.
Yeah, dominance usually gets you there. If he's
that's a team accomplishment.
You're saying he was dominant. Okay, he was good. He was a good player. Then he had one great year at his peak. Derrick Rose had 2 good years, 1 great year.
1 great, yeah. So Lamont, name me one player who made it to the finals by themselves? Who you just gonna say? Who LeBron? That's it
by themselves. But let's not act like
that's a team accomplishment, though.
Hold on, but wasn't that a good Bulls team?
Yes.
Let's not act like they were pushovers. Did they get to the finals?
No, that was that.
Did they get beat by teams that you could say were not as talented?
No.
Yes, they did.
He kept.
Yes, they did.
Wait,
come on. They got beat by teams that weren't as talented.
Hey,
they did.
Who? The Bulls?
Yes,
they did.
Yeah.
No, when we was at our peak, we only lost to the Heat. What are you talking about? Every other time we lost because of injuries.
Y'all lost to the Cavs too with Dellavedova and all them.
He's talking about when we at our peak. We talking with prime Rose. We only lost to the Heat.
My nigga, y'all was up 2-1 over LeBron when he had
Matthew Dellavedova.
No. I said with the Cavs. Remember when Derrick Rose hit that buzzer beater and then LeBron hit the buzzer beater the next game? Y'all was up 2 games to 1.
I said when we was at our peak, we was at our peak when Rose was MVP. That was Jimmy Butler was the best player. We talking at their peak because he just said dominance.
Are you saying that there was you saying when was Rose ever the best player in the league? He never was.
I never said that.
Yeah,
but we just going up. Oh my God.
He never
said dominant.
Hey,
I said Rose dominated. Because his athleticism being quick.
Okay, but see, the one thing I keep telling y'all, again, Rose's athleticism. Okay, y'all keep talking about these players with this athleticism. Again, there were a lot of players in the 90s that were athletic, like Dominique Wilkins. They couldn't win shit. Why?
Lamont, you just killed bro argument saying that none of his players laugh because they bigger, faster, stronger. So that's athleticism.
Yeah, but they bigger, faster, stronger, and they have the IQ on top of it. This is one of my biggest knocks against Giannis. He's a 90s player. Remember, we had my episode when I say 90s fans don't even appreciate the players of this era that play like 90s player. Giannis plays like a 90s player, but the one thing that he has in common with most 90s players is the low basketball IQ as well. Low, real low.
So Magic,
which is why you can stop him by building the wall. This is why you can stop him by building the wall.
Standing 8 count, bro.
Yeah, it's
you can't say Magic. Magic was an 80s player.
We talking every player. He said who would. I literally said I can name 4 players who would dominate, in my opinion. Because there
was a lot of great players. Like
no, we're not talking great. He said no.
Okay, so look at the guards. Look at the guards in this era, SB. Now, how many guards in NBA history ever won Defensive Player of the Year? How many of them?
Right, Gary Payton.
I think Mike.
You had Gary Payton, and you had Sidney Moncrief was the other.
You said point guard or guards?
I said point guards. Sidney Moncrief and
Sidney Moncrief was a 2 guard.
Yeah, but he won it as a point guard, Defensive Player of the Year, because that was his assignment. Moncrief was nothing but like 6'3" ish. Okay. 6'2", 6'3" ish.
Yeah, he was only 6'3".
Yeah, but he's a 2 guard. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Would he win Defensive Player of the Year in this era, guarding these guards in this era? Or Gary Payton? Will he be one of those 2?
I mean, we don't know. That's talking hype. That's like if.
Yeah, I think the problem, Khalil, with that question is that it's very difficult guards to win Defensive Player of the Year. Period.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. But like in his era, he won. Just like in Gary Payton's era, he won. So in this era, you probably won't see it because this is more of a point guard era of basketball. Like back when Moncrief and them was playing, it was more center dominated. That's why Jordan was such an outlier because you didn't see guards flagship the NBA and dominate the way Jordan dominated because of the talent pool. Now it's flooded with talent. Like you like take any of these guards and put them in the 90s. So people tell me that guys like Steve Kerr can survive in the 90s, but LeBron couldn't, or fucking KD couldn't.
I don't know who said
cut the game. There was a lot of people saying this shit.
I don't know what
that's cap though. I mean,
hold on. Let me get Go Mike in here. Go Mike, hit that link.
Jesus Christ! Show
no,
up,
my
y'all.
whole point was just because he just said LeBron said just name players who would dominate, and I just feel like if Magic, Mike, Penny because it's his size.
How would Penny dominate? He couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, and well, I mean, again, I think you're talking about just from a skill set standpoint, Lamont. And I mean, again, what happened with his career injury wise, I don't think nobody would dispute. But when he was healthy, those first 5 years of his career, he was great.
He was.
He could, if he were healthy, he could play in today's NBA.
I believe that.
I will argue though, and I've often argued with people, if Magic Johnson were in today's NBA, I don't think Magic Johnson's a point guard in today's NBA. I think he's a power forward in today's NBA.
I agree with that. He'd be like the point forward. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he couldn't really dribble that well.
No,
he
could.
He had a high skill set.
Yeah, he had a high skill set. Yeah, but in today's NBA, I don't think you have with the way teams run high pick and roll, high screen and roll. That's not what Magic would do.
I think he can play small forward.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, 6'9", 225 in today's NBA, I think he'd be a power.
I think Magic would be like another Ben Simmons.
I mean, there's a lot of guys with that height and size. Look at Paul George and LeBron and all them guys. They're around that same height, and they play all play small forward.
Yeah, but those guys can shoot, and those guys can create their own shots. That's not what Magic necessarily did.
Yeah, that's true. True.
He'll be like another Ben Simmons, man. In this era.
Again. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to the Nets here in a second.
What about Zion? What about Zion? John?
You said what about Khalil?
Zion.
He said Zion.
Yeah. What about okay?
Yeah, the Nets they blew a game today. They without KD, they look like they food.
I don't think they like playing the game.
Jeremy Grant had 32
in defense, man.
Hey man,
I don't know. I think it's bigger than that. Again, while Kyrie is a monster, he really hurts your team when he's your two guard or your point guard.
He takes too many shots.
Well, I got a question for y'all. How bad will they have to be for them to trade one of them to break that team up in a 1 year span? Or you think no matter what they do, they just gonna keep that team together?
They stuck, bro. They stuck. They're stuck because you mortgaged your future to bring in James, and you Karis LeVert is a really solid player, bro, and so is Jared Allen. Now the Cavs got into the mix, and now he's our future center.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying?
I had a question for y'all.
Go ahead, bro.
Would y'all think that Brooklyn would still have probably go to the finals or championship, but we can't really know right now without getting that James Harden trade?
Yeah, they went to the finals if they didn't make the trade. They didn't make the trade.
They were better without it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you got to remember.
That's what I'm saying.
Dinwiddie he didn't exactly tear the ACL. He ruptured it or whatever. So it's possible that he can maybe come back this season, depending on how deep they go into the playoffs.
But
y'all got to remember this though. Now go ahead, Bees. Go Bees.
The major difference in that team is you could take Kyrie off the court and have LeVert, who is a lower version of Kyrie, but bring in Prince, Allen, and have a way better defense.
Yep.
Exactly.
The problem now is that when Kyrie's on the court, you have to sub him in the fourth quarter, offense for defense, because your team defense is so bad. You can't cover him up. And you go back to the Cleveland days and you look, they were solid defensively, so they could get away with Kyrie, just like the Warriors could get away with Steph.
Yeah,
But
Kyrie ain't gonna like that.
you can't be shitty defensively and have an undersized guard out there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the game tonight, bro. He took 28 shots to get 20. How many points? 27 points.
Big Chest and Goat Mike, y'all got to hit the link, man.
Hey, but he's got to take those shots because somebody's got to score.
But yeah, like, and people get mad about the James Harden trade, but y'all forget when Kyrie was gone, I think they hit the panic button. I believe the trade was already thought of and tagged, but they hit that panic button like, we don't know what's going on. Let's just go ahead and make the trade. Make the trade happen.
Yeah, no, I brought up the shots because he's doing that even when Durant is on the floor.
Yeah, like, he's going to do that regardless.
To me, Durant is way more efficient than him and James Harden, so he should be the one taking the majority of the shots, not Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, but again, Durant is a B star. He don't have that personality to say give.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I feel like more personality wise. I think he A-star talent.
Yeah,
he don't have that leadership.
Like Tony, man. Do y'all think he doing a good job putting them in good spots?
He's not the coach. It's Steve Nash.
I mean, Steve Nash. I met Steve Nash. What y'all think about him, man? Because I don't think he's doing a good job coaching the Nets right now, man.
I don't think nothing about it. Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead, Beast. Go ahead, Beast.
I don't think nothing about Steve Nash. They asked for Steve Nash. This on the players.
And
they forced that team to sign DeAndre Jordan, and they forced him to pay him $10 million.
Yep.
So they stuck that team when they did that.
Yeah, and let's be clear, not a single move is happening if Kevin Durant don't sign off on it. So if they decide to blow it up, they're not blowing it up unless Kevin Durant says, "I'm good with blowing it up."
Right. Look at Joe Harris's stat line, dude. He played the third most minutes, and only scored 6 points.
There's a reason for that, y'all.
No, I keep telling people because the shots is out of rhythm. I keep telling people
because last year when he was playing without Kyrie and them guys, and he was just playing with LeVert and Dinwiddie, he was actually getting his numbers and he was getting his shots up, and he was getting more in the flow of the game.
Mm-hmm.
This year he's just they relegating him to. I told you he's catching time bombs. They only give him the ball when the shot clock's running down, and he has to check up a bad shot.
And even the year before that, when he was playing with D'Angelo Russell, he was cooking with D'Angelo Russell. Like, it was working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Which is crazy to say.
In my opinion, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. If KD would have just wanted to come to the Nets, I think they probably would have kept that team the same way they had with D'Lo and all them, and not go.
Durant wasn't about to come over there and play with those guys. Not after leaving Golden State.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wanted to have Kyrie. Like, he chose him.
Yeah, and he chose DeAndre Jordan too.
And he chose DeAndre Jordan. No, he was asked to do that. Come on, Lord Vengeance. Come on, Lord Vengeance.
We gotta because we're running short on time. And we still got to talk. I want to cook on the Nets a little bit more, but we got to go ahead and get. I told him I would get him in on this, and Goat Mike and Big Chest want to settle this debate once and for all, man.
Hey, what up, Goat Mike?
Goat Mike.
What's good? What's good, B?
Hey, it's good, man. I'm gonna give you one thing of advice. Okay, Goat Mike. We don't want to hear no, it's all gravy. Don't put that in your shit today, okay?
This shit about to be a vegetable show.
And come with it, Goat Mike. I believe in you.
Hey, it's gonna be totally different from last time. It's gonna be totally different.
All right.
Hey, man, don't be talking about it's all good and gravy no more, man. Please don't do that.
All right.
You ever hear that one
FYF Records, you dropping the beat or this acapella?
No, we dropping beat. We dropping the beat
or acapella, man.
We dropping the beat.
Go, Mike. You got your written.
Go first.
Hold on. And again, I'm not even gonna be picky with the beats. Whatever beat come up next, that's the beat you got to go with. I don't have no certain order. I just got a whole bunch of them loaded up. You got to take what you get. You got 3 rounds. All right. You go. We only gonna give you. We're gonna give you 60 seconds because we got to get this over with. So you better have your bars right. You better be able to get into it early because we got to go ahead and get this out the way because I'm really testing y'all skills right now.
Hey.
All right.
Let Big Chest go first.
That's what I said. Last time you went first. So now Big Chest got to go first, man. So if a lot of y'all ain't familiar with this, man, we got Big Chest and we got Goat Mike, man. They had a heated rap battle a couple weeks ago. And Big Chest came out with the victory. Goat Mike made a series of videos saying he was unhappy with the results. He said we cheated him, so we back to give him a second chance to redeem himself. Now, unlike last time, I'm not gonna let the panel vote because hold on, did somebody drop? I think
Big Chest.
Big Chest just dropped. Big Chest, you gotta get your equipment together. Last time you had equipment malfunction, Big Chest.
That's that '90s equipment that can't play in this era.
Big Chest.
Lamont.
Hold on, Big Chest. Here he is. Hold on, Big Chest is back. So Big Chest, is your mic working, man? I see you still on mute, man.
Don't be helping Lamont. Don't be helping.
I'm not. He's on mute right now. I'm not helping him. Big Chest, you ready? Big Chest, are you ready? The elder said, "Do you call that rap?"
4, 5.
Big Chest.
I can't hear nothing y'all saying. My phone is
7,
freezing.
Go
8,
on a desktop, Big Chest.
9.
I can't hear none of y'all. My phone is freezing on 150.58. That's what the time says on the live. It says 150.58, and my phone is freezing. Like, I guess because it's 10, I just wanted if it's just me, Goat Mike and Lamont, I'd be fine. But like if it's 10 of y'all, my phone can handle it.
What, man? Get on the desktop, man. What kind of phone you got, man?
You got a flip phone?
Damn.
That nigga
got a Nokia, boy.
I got an LG, bro.
90s brick phone.
Like it don't.
Hold on, how do you just
That's
heard
why you
it?
gotta get
Every time
My phone won.
They just switched it to
hey, nah, bro. It was cool. That's what we had last time, bro. Last time it was just me, Goat Mike, and Lamont.
No, it wasn't.
No, we were all here.
Hold on. It doesn't matter how many people is in the chat.
That nigga got that cricket wireless service.
You scared? You nervous as a crowd? You nervous as a crowd? Go Mike for the win today. Big chest nervous.
That's that Go Mike. That's that Go. I got that Go Mike effect.
Hold on. Go Mike. Go Mike. As it stands right now, man, it don't look like Big Chest equipment is working. Do you want to drop one line for us? You gonna win by default. Do you want to give them your bars, man, or you want to pass?
Man, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't no cheater, man. I ain't gonna do that. You know.
I didn't cheat. You already won, but they want a show, man. You gonna put on a show, man?
Man, I ain't gonna give them away like that, man.
I mean, you got at least
come on, man. At least
one.
Just give us 16, man. And try not to sound like Porky Pig on the beat.
Hold on. We got Big Chest. Is your equipment working?
Tell me it's working, Big Chest. I put a lot of work into this, man.
He wrote his shit.
I've been studying all day.
Like, I'm serious. Like, bro, I want to do it, bro. I said like I can't do it if there's more than like 6 people. If there's more than like 5 or 6 people in the thing, my phone won't let me. My phone will start freezing. Even if I'm on mute, bro, I got Wi-Fi and everything. Everything's connected. My mic, my soundboard.
What kind of phone?
My headset is connected.
You sound good right now. What's
I'm literally going to like literally. My stuff is freezing. Literally,
just go, but here, Big Chest, just start spitting your bars, man, because we can hear you perfectly fine.
We can hear you perfectly fine, straight up.
Just tell me when you're ready to drop the beat. I drop the beat. We can hear you.
Like he nervous.
That's that Go Mike effect. I told y'all.
Go Mike. Oh,
hey, bro, Go Mike. If I wanted to duck you, I wouldn't be in here.
How did you can hear Goat Mike though, man? What you talking about?
I heard that. It's just y'all freezing. Like literally, if I could show you my screen is free. It's straight up freezing.
All right, sorry.
Hey, Big Chest. You know what that's called?
Like I put that on my mama and everything.
Hey, sorry, Big Chest. You know what that's called?
Everybody can hear you. Everybody can hear him though.
That's called stage fright.
It is, bro. Stage.
Hold on.
Only
Big
Chest.
Chest, you got to get your equipment together, man. You got to get your equipment together. I'm gonna kick you. Figure your equipment out. Come back in if you can figure it out. Your equipment messed up, man. Hold on. Go, Mike. Go, Mike. All you got to do to get the win is you just got to drop. You got to drop one verse for us. I'm gonna drop the beat. You ready?
All right. I'm gonna drop one verse.
All right. Let me know.
We
got 60 seconds. So I'm gonna. Just let me know if you can hear the beat, man, so I can introduce you. So just let me know if you can hear the beat. First one, as soon as I drop the beat. You hear the music playing, Go Mike.
I can hear that.
All right. Hey, now, everybody, we got Go Mike, man. Go Mike Clutch. Make sure you go check out his channel, man. Big Chest, man, fell out somehow, man. His equipment wasn't working.
It's all good and gravy, you know what I'm saying?
So,
hey,
hold on, Go Mike. Hold on. We got Go Mike. Go ahead, Go Mike. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Just forget his age and close your eyes. I'm always on point like a number 2 pencil. What type of shit is that if y'all are on? Y'all hyping this shit up, but this shit is whack. Y'all niggas talking smack, but I don't care. I'ma do my thing no matter what. I pull up to the court and all I do is get buckets. I got my own merch. I'm flyer than you think. I fly like bees, you feel me? But bees told me that bees told me don't say gravy, but I love gravy and steak, mashed potatoes and greens. With a side of wine, with a side of red wine. You know, SB talking smack, but he don't know his ABCs. Yeah, Mr. Big Chest. He ain't on my level. He can't do 5 push-ups, but he say he got big chest. He say he got game. Every time you see a girl, he lick his lips. Every time you pull up, a girl says, "Hell no, man! I'd rather have Goat Mike instead." You know what I'm trying to say? I love the hood. I rep the hood. You feel me? Niggas be hating. When I pull up on BJ 313, he gonna get scared and start shooting a pistol at me. But it's all good. I got a bulletproof vest. You know what I mean? I don't need the police. I run the police station. Big Chest said he own my business. Big Chest say he own my business, but guess what? He ain't smarter than a 3rd grader. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Big Chest tried to check me, but he ain't got no chest. The man can't even hit 1 push-up. But you know what? I'm sharper than a pencil right now. He tomorrow kill 16. He's tomorrow kill 16. I don't need a kill 16. I take a kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You heard me? I don't care nobody's saying. It's got social cooking is worse than my grave. I'm done right there.
Oh man.
Go Mike. Hold on, wait, time out.
Hold on, y'all, man.
What I do deserve to get this though? What I do? Why I had to get this, bro? What I do, man?
I had to get you back, man. I had to get you back.
Hold on. Everybody in the chat, man, let me know, man.
FYF record.
One in the chat, man. If that was some fire bars. 2 in the chat if he still won, but 2 in the chat if you thought it was trash, or 1 in the chat if you thought
that
it was
way
fire.
different than last time. That was way different than last time.
This nigga sound like 50 Tyson.
That was hey.
What you say about one of it's good, 2 of it's trash.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all gotta admit it was way different than last time. You gotta admit it was different. It was different.
Somebody put 0.
Oh, Mike ain't win shit. Yeah.
That was nothing like last time, bro. That was nothing like last time, bro.
Lamont.
That was nothing like last time.
I don't know what the definition of different is, but that ain't it.
Cowboy time.
Hold on, Big Chest.
Everybody can't be you, bro.
Now,
Everybody
Big
can't be
Chest,
Cowboy
Big Chest.
time, bro.
Hold on, Big Chest, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Here, man. Come on, calm
Okay,
down,
now Big
bro.
Chest.
Calm down, Cowboy time.
Hold on, Go Mike.
Big
Now
Chest
Go
is
Mike.
here.
Now Go Mike, because you defaulted, man, and your equipment wasn't working. Go Mike won, but if you wanna go ahead and spit your verse, you can spit it.
All right, I got 2 of them, but I prepared.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Hey, like True the King said, hey, Big Chest.
Nas.
GOAT is Baby Nas, so you better have some good.
All right, whatever beat play is what you got to go with.
I got round 1.
Hold on. No, there ain't no rounds because you automatically won because Big Chest equipment was acting up.
Yeah, it's all gravy,
okay.
Mike.
I'm gonna come with a harder one.
Hold on, what'd he say?
Man, just drop the beat.
Hold on, man.
Hey, man, Goat Mike done got you, dog.
I'm about to kill this. I'm gonna come strong in the second one. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna come hard as hell.
All right, hold on. I had to pull up my screen. I had to load up all my beats again. Hold on.
Hey.
All right, here we go. Right here. Beats
That
about
nigga
to
sound
drop.
like Silk the Shocker.
This man said he saw TZ say he said, bro, I listened to an A Weapons track before I listen to this dude again.
This is on you. Hold on, Big Chest. Can you hear the beat, Big Chess?
Yeah, I hear the beat.
All right, hold on. Let me introduce you. And we got Big Chess. He lost by default, but maybe he can get the popular vote in the chat, man. Go ahead, Big Cheek. Let's see what you got.
Yo, I'm Mr. Big Chest, but no Antonio Brown, 6158, and I'm an ether you clown. Last time I beat you, you called me a cheat. So I done got my broom because it's about to be a clean sweep. I'm a ether this thing. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would have won you last time, but the mic didn't mess up. You talk about how you a goat, Mike, but you out here looking like a fat dyke. I'm telling you, Mike, you got no chance. I'm got swag on the mic and my bars slice like chance. I'm gonna shut your channel down like Ticket TV. You talking like you 6'9" and you made the G League. But boy, you deceive. Please hear my plea. Don't rep with the Mass Neo. John Wick swag, but I ain't Keanu Reeves. I'm ruthless and I got stature. I'll beat you so hard, leave you paralyzed like Nappa. Pull a Vegeta, send you final like Nappa. I don't flash you, bro. It's a natural disaster. You just a pupil. I'm the master. You can have your sachet and confidence. I'm versatile like Ben 10 and Omnitrix. It's an atomic disc. I'm banging Alexa Bliss. I'm Ray Lewis in this mud. You can't stop this blitz. But let me reiterate. I went hard in this round. Next round, I'll obliterate. Good low goat, Mike. It may be your lucky day. Just kidding. It's over, bro. It's Judgment Day.
Oh, hey, go Mike! I ain't gonna even hold you. Go Mike! You got your ass smoked. You got smoke.
I'm not even done. I'm not even done.
Go Mike! Them right there balls.
Is this time out? Is this time up?
Hold on. Go Mike. Hold on. One in the chat. If Big Chest Bars was fired, two in the chat. If
I'm about
it was
to smoke
trash,
that
man.
shit like a blunt. I'm about to smoke this shit like a blunt.
Oh, Mike, I ain't gonna even hold you, little bro.
I'm gonna come back. I'm
like
bro.
a lot of neck bones in that first round.
Calberton, you an old head. Come on, man. You an old head. Come on, bro. You talking to 20? You talking to guys in their 20s, bro. Come on, bro. Chill out, bro. Chill.
Go Mike. Go Mike. The chat.
What the bars sound like?
Chill out,
Mike.
Chill out, Calberton. Chill out, Calberton. You old head. Chill out, bro.
All right, hold on. Go Mike. All right,
they call it go Mike.
Smoke your cigar. Go smoke your cigar, Calberton. Chill, bro.
Hey, no, he said Ray Lewis straight ready for this blitz though. I don't know, man.
I ain't about to. Hey, look, I'm finna blitz that whole rap he did. I'm about to blitz all that. You a hardcore beat, Lamont. Shit.
That nigga smoked your ass like
go
a
Mike.
prostitute.
You know what? Go Mike. Since you showed up and your equipment was working, man, I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself. All right,
bro. Oh. Bro,
hold on.
I have to get one.
Go with the shocker.
Hey,
I'm about to come up, bro. I'm gonna stand up for this shit.
Hey, go. You better come with some game, man. I've been backing you.
Man, I'm about to come with some serious one.
All right.
Let me clear my throat up. Let me know when to start.
It's on Go Mike, man. Let's take off whenever you're ready.
Mr. Big Chest. He throwing flames at me, but he keep missing. He ain't got no aim. He try to talk to a girl. Man, he ain't have no game. Mr. Big Chest. He said he own my business, but he ain't got no business anyway. He can't check me. He too small. He ain't on my level, but it's all good. I know I probably lost, but it's okay. I don't never back down. Win or lose or draw. I don't care what Kyle Barton says. He smokes cigars every day probably, but it's all good. I don't care what nobody say. All I do is take girls, unlike Big Chest. Big Chest can't pull a girl like me because he ain't on my level anyway. You know what I mean? Mr. Big Chest. All he do is stay at home watching pornos and shit, trying to get it off. But it's all right. He can't get no pussy like me. I play pussy every day. That's all I do. Mr. Big Chest can't get no pussy like me. Mr. Big Chest ain't got game like me. He got a big nose. That's why when you walk up to the girls, they be like, hell no, I don't want to fuck with that shit. It told Mr. Big Chest he got a strength. He got a strength game, man. He ain't got no stroke game, man. I got the stroke game. He ain't got no stroke game. You feel me? I don't care what he says. I got that game, man. What you talking about? I can get any bad bitch I want. But Mr. Big Chest can't get no bitch. You know why? Because he got a big nose and glasses. He got big titties on his chest, man. Most girls don't like that shit, man. If you in shape like me, you get all the hoes you want. You feel me? I be like antisocial. I pull up to the club and get all the bad bitches. That's all I do. I get the red wine, the fireball, all the shit. You know what I mean? If the bitch pull to the club, they say, fuck that shit. They get out this bitch, man. You ugly as hell. You know what I'm saying? This bitch trying to get like me, but he can't get like me. He can't get no pussy like me. I get all the pussy. You feel me? I play that shit like antisocial, man. You feel what I'm saying? I cook steak.
All right. That's time. That's time. This
nigga sound like Birdman.
All right, hold on. We're gonna just transition right into Big Chest just to finish it off, man. We're gonna transition right into Big Chest, but we're gonna switch the beat up. All right. Big Chest. Big Chest. Hold on, Big Chest.
Elder said you lost as soon as you said you can rap.
Hold on, Big Chest. We got one for you, man. You got to go right off the dome. You got to go right now. We can't waste no time. We can't think of no bars. Let's go.
Yeah. Bro, let's get serious. Not trying to be delirious. I'll rub your whole potty up and look all vociferous. I'm sorry, Mr. Cornelius. I sprint a 40. Dust you like big trust. Make a big fuss. Knee deep in these hoes like it's Toys R Us. Lethal dosage with these bars. Quick scope like a sniper. Hoes coming with a new vaccine. Call me Mr. Pfizer. Goat Mike, bro, I respect your grind, but I'm about to eat this bout, boys. The end of the line. This ain't a battle. It's a massacre. I'm all the way out of line. Just remember, bro, I ain't no fat bastard like that talks absurd. I elocute, delineate, pontificate my takes better than any other man. Cuckoo like a bird. I cash checks because I got an extendo. Don't got to disrespect just to ether you like Thanos.
You done, man. Big Chest fell out. Big Chest fell out the chat, man.
He probably still rapping.
Give me that shit. Give me that shit. Y'all talking smack on the goat, man. I'm the goddamn goat. You feel me? I'm the goat, man.
Hey,
no, nigga. You the woke, nigga. You the woke.
I'll rap him at the chat. I'll rap him at the chat. I'll rap him at the chat.
Go, Mike. If this was a talking contest, you did pretty good.
Bees, hey Bees, I'll rap him out the chat, Bees. I'll rap him all out the chat.
Bro,
man, come on, I want that shit. Give me that shit. I'll rap him out the chat. I'll rap his butt out the chat. Rap him all the way out the chat. Now what?
All I know is somebody studied Silk the Shocker.
I'll rap him out the chat. I'll rap him out the chat. Like breakfast bars, man. Come on.
Did he kick me out?
Hold on. Me?
Bro.
Give me that shit.
I didn't kick you out. You dropped out. No, you dropped out.
I won that shit, bro. I won that shit, bro. Give me that shit, bro.
Hello?
Oh, man. It's
did he kick me out?
I won.
Oh, my gosh. Y'all didn't hear that last part, bro.
Yeah, we did.
I told you he was still rapping.
Y'all didn't hear that last part. I was going in.
Y'all better respect my game. I'm the GOAT.
SB was right. He was still rapping.
I'm the GOAT.
Did he kick
I'm the
me?
GOAT.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm the GOAT. That's the GOAT effect. That's the GOAT effect. That's the GOAT effect. Man, come on. Put some respect in my name.
Hey, bro. No, did it kick me? Did my thing?
Mr. Big Chest, Goat Mike.
He's scared of the
What?
GOAT. That's what it is, B.
Hey,
he's scared of the GOAT.
Hey, Goat Mike, Mr. Big Chest.
What's up, B?
Don't quit your day job.
hey, Bees. I literally rapped him out the chat. I rapped him out the chat. Literally.
You talked him.
Bro.
either way, hey Bees. Either way, it put my
Hey, bro.
chat.
Hey, bro. Y'all need to see. Hey, thing is, I'm not a rapper. I'm a drummer, and I sing. Like I actually got like a couple $1,000 scholarship just to do that. My dream.
I took W like I took W by default back to
Big
back.
Chest. Big Chest. You just said you got body by a stinking nigga.
Big Chest got
bro,
body.
you didn't even hear the last.
got body.
See the thing, no, bro, y'all didn't even hear my last part, bro. Y'all didn't even hear my last part.
Big Chest got body. Big Chest got bodied. Ain't no redo. Ain't no
Somebody
redo.
said,
Got
honey.
bodied.
Listen, bro.
Hey, Big
Bro,
Chest.
that's the
body.
last part y'all didn't hear, bro.
Hey,
Bro, I
Big
said these
bodied
Bama's
that boy.
capping. All they do is talk, sussing up, sucking up like their name's Hoss. I'm not the one to
No,
play
he
with. I'll go
can't redo.
RKO.
What the hell?
Let me get this. Nah, don't even know.
He can't redo.
Hold on.
Man,
Big
come on,
Big Chest. I'll give you 30
He
seconds.
can't. Bro, how?
All right,
How?
bro. Just let me go right
That's
now.
back to back.
Let me go right now.
Man,
Let me go right now.
Hold on, I gotta drop the beat.
There you go. There you go.
Hold
There
on,
you
I
go.
gotta drop the beat. No, but
There
go,
you
Mike,
go,
you won,
man.
go, Mike, you won.
Non-existence record.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you,
Ain't no
go,
way he
Mike.
gets to
Man,
go. He
listen,
messed it up
if
twice,
he
bro.
didn't
That's
drop
back to
out,
back.
that shit was looking
That's back to
spooky for
back.
you.
He said it was the
Hold on, Big Chest.
He messed up back
30
to
seconds.
back to back.
30 seconds, Big Chest.
Bro, Last time I went easy. This time I getting violent like C Breezy. These Bamas capping, all they do is talk, sucking up, sussing up like that Bama horse. I'm not the one to play with. I'll go ready or an RKO, then punch your head off. They disrespected me. I'm not even mad because they all say like sweet pastries. Same dude that told me that being a G is the thing to do. It's the same Bama that think there's a new Kobe and he's 6'2". And no, he ain't a Bama, but that man disrespected me. Donated $300 to his channel, but he discarded my taste like an abortion fee. And some might say I'm salty and I'm whining, but I wasn't raised to disrespect people when we think a little different. Dope Mike and ain't never been personal. You a real G and these jokes are just commercial. I don't call myself a rapper, but I'm 10 toes down. I'm the one that's calm. They wilding out like some clowns.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he smoked your ass like a pot of neck bones, go Mike.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. He smoking like a black and mild.
He still lost. He still lost. He messed up
Hey,
his
I
life.
don't care about this. Hold on. But hey,
John
Wick. John Wick has a good point. John Wick has a good point.
You can't follow the chat. You can't follow the chat.
John Wick said those are written. He said you writ your raps. It's a freestyle battle. So Goat Mike has to win by default because his equipment wasn't working to start and he was writing his raps, man. You can't write your raps. It's got to be off the dome. At least
man.
Goat Mike came off the dome.
Hey, bro, I don't
Yeah, you right. I mean, yeah,
my singing stuff. I don't write
It's freestyle. It's freestyle rap.
Hey, Go Mike said this. Listen, Go Mike said, listen. When it's real, it don't gotta run.
This is off the
when
dome.
it's real, it don't gotta run.
It's not off the crowd trying to keep up the hustle. I got in the K and I got in the muscle. I don't want to tussle. When my man was struggling, I'm just a teenager that don't want no trouble. I'm marching and shit like an X in the rain. Turn around fast and shut the pain. My little players in the game should have just got instead of the pain. That's off the top right there. And you know, I thought that back in 2015. I was a sophomore high school. I still remember it because I got a freaking A on that test for in music class. So yeah, I'm like that. But Goat Mike wins because my equipment is trash. And it's garbage, it's an abomination of equipment. I'm sorry, Lamont, for my abomination of equipment, and I'll get better. But for the dude that said I write my stuff, no, I don't. I'm a musical savant, music major, play like 8 different instruments. Don't need you to question my ability. No, I'm not a rapper. I can't rap, but I can sing. I'm on that Luther Vandross, that C Breezy. I'm on that. Let me hold you inside. No homo, but it's just my lyrics and everything. Ran in because
Go Mike going crazy, y'all. I mean, Big Chest is losing his mind, man.
Hey,
Give my respect, man. Give my respect.
One more thing for you fellas.
Wait, y'all, this is the last thing y'all did. Y'all had Big Chest in here talking like he Jay-Z. I told y'all to stop doing this.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Hey, Lamont, I got the gong on their ass.
Oh man!
Hey, Goat Mike, you wasn't freestyling either because you started stuttering and then your equipment started jamming up.
Bro, my stuff wasn't rapping. I wasn't straight rapping. I was.
You was definitely.
They do freestyle.
Mike, you and Big Chest start a group called No Cash.
Big Chest lost by default because he fell out twice back to back. Come on, man.
Well, there's an old thing. Just because somebody lost don't mean you won.
That's an L. Hey, Sean. I don't what you say. You old head. Sit down, bro.
Hey, I'm old enough to know what you did wasn't rap.
Sean, hey, Sean, you an old head, man. You an old head talking. I ain't worried about that.
Hey, Mike, you a sore winner too.
Hold on.
Mike, you a sore winner,
man.
Hey, hold on. Let me answer this question for Elder. He said, "Who made my intro song?" It was a local rapper. Name is Chris Jenkins, man. He do good music, man. He up and coming. I'm actually gonna be dropping some of his music on my next scoreboard video. I'm gonna just be dropping his old album. So I had some technical difficulties with the scoreboard today because it takes a lot of bandwidth. So you got to have it plugged directly into the Ethernet. So I got to get that taken care of. But we're gonna have the scoreboard up and running tomorrow, man. Hold on, LVZ Ether Go Mike. When did LVZ Ether you?
Oh yeah, I saw that joint. I ain't going.
Hey, look, Lamont. I don't care what any old head said. That's not named Bees. If you ain't named Bees, I'll tell any old head say to me.
Man, you was cool. Don't make me start ethering your ass.
Yeah. Hold on. We can have. Hey, Go Mike.
I talk to Bees only as the old head. I don't listen to Sean.
Don't make me start ethering your ass.
Don't do that. Hey, yo, chill. Go Mike. Calm down. Go Mike. Calm down. Go Mike. I'll take it down.
I'll take Bees only, bro.
You need to stay in your lane.
Go Mike. Go Mike. Chill. Go Mike. You don't have to your lane. Go Mike.
Make your ass start crying.
Don't have to get down. Go Mike. No, I'll pick your battles, though, Mike. I'm trying to help you out, man.
He ain't gonna come to Dallas. I bet you that. He ain't come to Dallas. I
Listen,
bet you
hey,
that. Bet
chill
you he
out,
don't.
bro. Mike,
Ain't about
chill.
coming to Dallas. I
Bet you he
embarrass
don't.
your ass. You
Come
already
on
know
down
I'll
here to
slam
Dallas.
your ass up in the
Come
comment
on down
section.
here to Dallas.
Don't make
I
me
ain't
do
real,
it on
buddy.
live. Don't make me do
Come
it
on
on
down
live.
here.
I'm
Come
trying
on
to.
down here to
I'm
Dallas.
trying to give you
Come
a
on down here.
pass. I'm
Oh,
trying
why
to give
you
you
be
a
getting
pass.
so
Come down to
serious
Dallas.
though, man? Why you
I'm
getting
trying to
so
give you a
mad?
pass, bro.
Because Sean opened his mouth. I told
Hey,
Sean.
hey, go Mike,
I
go
told Sean I
Mike,
don't talk to
Hey,
Sean.
go
I'm
I talk
Mike,
to
leaving you
Bees
alone
only. What's up,
unless
go
you
Bees?
Mike.
What's
ready.
up,
He ain't
Bees?
even arguing with
I'm
Sean.
talking to
Hey,
Bees.
hold
I'm
up,
talking to
hold up. Let
Bees.
me ask
I'm
him this
talking to
question.
Bees.
Hey, I watched your video today, and you asked for Ticket to pull up, Lamont to pull up, and
You
you asked
so
for
right.
LBC
You
to
so right,
pull up.
Bees.
Why?
You so
Why
right,
you
Bees.
want to? Why
I
you
Hold
don't
want
do
to
on.
no
fight?
talking. I
Why
don't
you
do no
don't pull
talking.
up?
I pull
Why
up
you
on
want me
dudes.
to
I don't
pull
do no
up, though,
talking.
Mike? Why you
Dudes
want me
doing
to
all
pull
this
up?
talking. Dudes do all this talking. Ain't gonna pull up. I want dudes to pull up, Bees. That's
Hold
just
on,
me. I want dudes to
go
pull
Mike.
up.
But when it was your time to pull up, you didn't pull up.
Hitman X pulled up. Hitman X pulled
No,
up.
but how come when you had the
Hitman
chance
X
to
one
pull
just
up on
talking.
us,
Hitman X one just talking. He
you
pulled
bailed
up.
out?
Hitman X got more guts than
Yeah,
everybody on this panel.
and you did say you said
Hitman
you was
X.
gonna pull up. You never
Hitman X.
did.
All right, hold on,
Hitman X
man.
don't duck no smoke.
Hey,
Hitman don't duck no smoke.
you're not that important to take time out.
Hitman X.
Sorry.
Hitman X ain't ducking no
Go
smoke.
Mike ain't gonna stop talking, y'all. We got
Yeah.
to shoot him. He ain't gonna stop. Sorry, hold on. We got to move on, y'all. Hold on. That was another
Yo,
low
cry.
quality. That was a low quality rap battle. That's how I can say it.
I have records, man.
But hey, it was
Mob sleep. Spoke. He got big group for mob sleep.
Now go Mike finna spam in your chat. Lamar cheated me again. That's
I didn't
okay.
block him. I didn't kick him out the chat. I just muted him, but he jumped out.
Lamar cheated me again. I swear
You
to
about to go
God.
do some videos. That's what you about to go do.
They calling him Choke Mike.
Hey man, baby.
Hey, they
Oh man,
was
choke
putting
Mike.
negative twos in the comment section.
That was crazy. That
Told
was
y'all, he
crazy.
just say Gravy Mike. That's what need to call Gravy Mike.
Yeah, I shouldn't call him Baby Nas in the chat. My fault. Y'all shouldn't call him Baby
Yeah,
Nas.
Hey, y'all, hold on. We gotta. Unfortunately, we gotta cut this stream short today. I wish I could have kept it going longer, but we had to just chop it up. We had to get that rap battle out of the way.
All right, salute.
So, man, I appreciate everybody for hopping in today. And then one thing I really appreciate, man, is let me see where we at with the likes. I didn't even check.
You are like over 800.
Yeah.
Are we okay? So really, because again, when you see people trying to use fake accounts to spam up the dislikes, everybody came through strong today, heavy with the likes. So man, salute to everybody coming through, smashing that like button. But again, it should be like that every time. It shouldn't have to take Ticket TV spamming up Nate dislikes because he mad about getting ether. You know, we should be spamming up 800 likes every single time. All right, so we just got to keep that going. But salute to everybody, man. Anybody got anything last words on what we was talking about today?
Hey, salute to Lamont, man. I really appreciate it, man. Salute.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man.
Salute to Lamont, man, and shout out to Silk the Shocker, man. He put on the show today.
Baby Shocker, man. Baby Shocker.
Hey, I just got one last thing to say, Lamont.
Yeah, what up?
School lunch is still official. That's all I want to say.
I call that nigga window licker Mike.
Oh man, hey, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Also, man, make sure y'all check out tomorrow. We're gonna be doing the NBA scoreboard again, so make sure y'all just, even if you're not there for long, just jump in the chat. You know, say something. But we're gonna have the NBA scoreboard up and running for the people that be working and they can't hop in these chats when we go late. And then other than that, man, hey, it's FYF Sports, and we about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for hopping. Hold on, we got Antisocial hopping in late, man. I know he got something crazy. What's good?
Oh man,
Coming in
Lamar,
at the
why
last
you
minute.
doing this to me, dog?
What you mean?
Man, you don't get that trash ass nigga off the damn panel, bro. Oh,
hey, he shouted you out on the track. I got this. He shouted you out.
man,
Hey, yo, Lamont, before I leave, man, you got to do a live reaction to my, Ticket TV diss track. I'm just saying.
What diss track? You made another diss track?
You weren't singing on that, was you?
Oh, he jumped out this. Oh man.
Oh man, y'all gotta fix y'all equipment.
There's
man.
no need for one. I told you, we already got one. It's our intro song, man. And I think he did a good job of breaking it down, man.
Yeah,
That nigga got that 90s fucking dial-up equipment.
Oh man.
Big Chat's trying to get you to be his intro now.
Yeah, stop for that nigga.
Hold on, Eric Toomer. Hold on, Eric Toomer. I'm cool with Ticket. I don't know why he mad at me. I honestly don't know mad. I just made a couple. It wasn't me. It was Fred made some spoof videos and he got mad at Fred. He never say shit to Fred. He ain't said nothing about suing Fred. He ain't said nothing about doing nothing to Fred. But he just
Fred from the streets of Arizona though, man. Like he'll like. I mean, he think like it's different, man.
That's Fred, man.
Fred
Fred, that's on Fred. Like nobody wanted to smoke with Fred.
Or Fred, word, man. I ain't Fred. Fred say you pull up on me.
Why do Goat Mike dislike you? He in the comment section talking shit about.
Hey, nobody's know. I honestly don't know. I don't think he has a real reason.
He antisocial. You a kid? What's wrong with this man?
Nah, I be trying to let that nigga live, man. I don't want to flame him up because I go crazy.
I be trying to Goat Mike. I be telling you to chill, man.
Hey,
like, people,
listen, he need to stay in his lane, all right? You know,
he already told me he was gonna pull up on me the last time I almost made his ass cry. I'm trying to let his ass live.
Hey, I've been asking for that boy address for the last month, bro.
Hey,
yeah. Hey, I didn't even know he put that video up until somebody told me about it.
Back wash your cars again.
Yeah.
Hey yo, Adrian, don't disrespect base guy like that, man. Don't disrespect that man, base guy like that, man. Base guy. Boy, Lil B would be so damn pissed off that you comparing that man to him, dog. Don't do that.
Hey, salute to the pedal.
Hey, Lee.
Salute. Yo, hey, Lamont. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Lamont, can I get that Cash App yet?
You got to send me the Cash App. I forgot to take it down. I sent everybody else theirs. I didn't send you yours because I lost yours.
You said mine.
Like no.
You said mine, but I think you got to add an extra zero to the end of.
Hey, I should have messed with y'all and said I should have sent True one. I should have sent y'all $1 each.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hold on. He made a mistake. True the kid asked for 1,000.
All right, y'all.
Hey, Lamont, I just sent it in the private chat.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna screenshot. I'm gonna do it as soon as I'm about to end this chat now, man. But so I got you. You expect it in like the next 15 minutes.
All right, cool. Make sure put 5 zeros.
I'm gonna write it down now.
5 zeros after the one.
I got a special Cash App for you. I got a special one.
You gonna say your ass negative.
That's
right.
Hey, you should have said that shit in the single so you can look at his ass and discuss while you count it up.
Send him $21 Cash App.
Hey yo, that was sick.
Hey, you know what the worst part is? Lamont will do something like that too.
I think it'll take some money off each dollar you get too. You ain't gonna get your full amount.
Hey Lamont, yeah.
Yo, what up, Anti?
When you in the chat, dog, I need to hear that. I need to hear that song again, bro. Let that shit play, bro.
All right. Oh no. We always.
I be vibing to that bitch, dog. I ain't going.
I was actually listening to him in my car, and I was like, this thing really be hitting too. If you listen to all of the tracks from Fred's track to Pennywise to the one where dude singing, all of them. I'm about to have them all on the store, man. You can buy them in a bundle, man. I'm probably making like $1 or something. But you can buy the tracks and you can do a digital download for them. So I'm gonna drop that link in the community post for y'all tomorrow. I just got to set it up tonight. But hey, salute to everybody for hopping in. It was a great conversation. We got it in for a couple hours. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a much longer chat. Hey, we getting real close to 20K. So whenever y'all see us get to 19,900, I'm just gonna go live and I'm gonna stay on live no matter how long it takes to get them last 100 subs. We're gonna go live. I don't care if it takes 24 hours. We're gonna get 100 subs in 24 hours, or hopefully it take less than that because I ain't trying to be on this thing all day. But we're gonna get there. But I'm gonna stay live until we get to 20K. But hey, other than that, man, it's FYF Sports, and we up out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for jumping in.
Let that shit rock, son.
I got you.
Fuck your feelings.
Talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' break that pressure.
Just a little FYF, 20K sub 6 months. What's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYF, 20K sub 6 months. What's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings. We all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch the cars again. Just a little FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings. We all know who the really all know. Shop don't close, working 24, trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by LeBron like a little baby. You must be crazy, trying to ever play me. Or you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF. 20K subs, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings.